And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pill Pod, episode 26, the number one show in the world for dating. Please make sure to go like, subscribe to the channel, go follow the podcast Instagram. Please DM me if you're ever wanting to come on the show. I always need more single ladies. Please come on the show. Go follow the TikTok also and the Twitter that we got tagged below in the description. We got to grow all those accounts, guys. So please support as much as y'all can. Tonight we got shout out to my producer JR, and we got Donnie in the house also. Cornerstone Events helping out in the background with y'all's recruiting. I really appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much. To go ahead and start tonight, we got just a little small special panel. It's going to be very personal tonight because we can actually reach people, on a more personal level with so few here. But to start off, why don't we just do a name, your age, your education level, and what do y'all do for work? You can flex with your credit score if you think that you're badass like that. We're going to start on this end though tonight with our special guest who hasn't been here before. So yeah, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Lauren. I just turned 30. I went to trade school. Dirty 30. I went to trade school to be a massage therapist, so I'm a licensed Texas massage therapy. I have a 765.
765 credit score. She had the flex on y'all, man.
Oh, I just bought my first house.
Hey,
okay,
let's go.
That's what's up. That's actually really cool. Oh, congratulations
Thank
for real.
you.
Congrats. So what about you? Name, age, education level, and welcome back.
Yes, my name is Ari. My age is 25. Again, Sergio, I'm a Pisces.
Okay.
My education level, I just graduated with my bachelor's in biology for pre-dental studies. And
Congrats.
watch the last podcast because I told y'all what my credit score was.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that you flexed on us then. All right. So what about you? What's your name, your age, your education level, what do you do for work?
Hey, I'm Alicia. I'm 27. I'm studying to become an esthetician, and I'm also a content creator.
Content creator. Okay.
What kind of content?
Yeah, what kind of content?
Skincare.
Skincare content.
Don't be funny.
Are you gonna make those like videos where like you're like popping pimples on people and shit?
Of course.
Dude,
Yes.
that shit is way too entertaining for some reason. Very disgusting. All right, so now let's get to a little bit of some new questions I had. Let's see. What value does a man bring on the first date? And yeah, what value do you think a man brings on the first date? We'll start with you on the very end.
That's a good question.
Just, just pays for the food.
Provisions.
Just provision. Yeah, or is that kind of what you expect to on the first date of a man? Like, would you expect him to kind of like take care of it and shit?
Within reason.
Within reason. If it's like $500 a tab, you'd be like, okay,
That's a lot.
I'll help you out a little bit on that one. Okay. So what about you? What does a man bring what value does a man bring on the first date?
I think it depends on how much he spent for the date. Honestly, that's going to tell me your value, at least for that night. You might have saved up 2 checks just to go on this date, but hey, you're a hard worker. You saved up 2 checks.
If he goes to the nice spot, if he takes you to the really nice spot.
If he goes to a nice spot, I'm always down for like, let's go to something cheap though.
So I'm just curious, like, what would be a minimum? Like if he spent like if it was a place that was like $100, is that like decent? Like, is that normal for both of y'all? You'd say?
I would
think
say
that's
that's
reasonable.
about reasonable for
Okay.
the first date.
I was just curious.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
If you had to add one value that's different other than paying for the date, what would you say?
Yeah. What what could he add?
Your personality.
Being funny or something?
Yeah, like if you can make me laugh, if we sit in on a date for like an hour and a half and yeah, you paid for a nice meal, but you have a terrible personality, like I'm never going to talk to you again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? What value do you think a guy brings on the first date?
Okay, he definitely has to be fun, and then I would say he has to do the basics like open my door, pull out my chair, things like that. 'Cause
Super gentleman shit.
Yeah, like because if you can't even do that, then
I'm just curious. Do y'all care about how a guy eats, like eating with his mouth closed? Also, how he uses the
Yes.
silverware. Do y'all look at how he uses silverware at all?
yes.
Yes.
I was taught when I was a kid, don't use your spoon and your knife like a caveman. Like you got to use it a certain way, you know. But I swear, a few guys know how to do that stuff. I wonder if women ever even notice it.
100%.
Now I want to know. Why do y'all think suicide is so high for men, and why do you think women are so high on antidepressants after the age of 30? We'll start with you.
Of course.
I'll switch it up on the next one.
No, as far as men go, Now, just for context, I'm medically retired from the Army right now, and I have known people, men specifically, who have taken their lives way too young. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they are not allowed to express their emotions without being considered too emotional. And there is a big difference between going through something that is very hard and not knowing how to properly exercise those emotions. Like, it's okay to be sad about not being able to see your family for the holidays. It's okay that, your bills may be piling up, but you're working really, really hard for it. It's okay to have those dark moments, but it's also okay to talk about those dark moments and have a sounding board for those moments. And men are not allowed that. If they do, then they're considered weak. If they even remotely talk about therapy, then it's seen as a condescending thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
And women, we're almost allowed to be too emotional, but then we're chastised for it. So a woman is allowed a complete and utter emotional breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
But then people will say, okay, we're okay with you being crazy, but once you get to like breaking windshields and slashing tires crazy, now we have to put you on medication.
Yeah, and so that's why you think they're on antidepressants, is because they're just get too emotional,
Yeah,
like
and
too crazy.
After 30, we're told we're old now. I make the joke that I'm old now that I just turned 30. It's all downhill
Over the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But society has pushed that once you hit 30, you lose your value.
Yeah.
And so if you're in my situation, I'm single. I'm recently divorced. So now it's like, okay, I'm 30, I'm divorced, I don't have any kids. Where do I go from here?
You could see how a woman would end up on antidepressants in your situation.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, so the reason why I want to ask that, or no, actually, I'll ask the rest of y'all. So why do you think suicide is so high for men, and then antidepressants for women after 30?
I think for men, it's because and I think this is men and women as well, but for men specifically, they see what other men are doing on Instagram. They see that they have the girls, they got the gym body, they got all this stuff. And for some reason, maybe they're predispositioned to it, or they're just too lazy.
Maybe they're overweight.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They don't have the same thing that they're seeing these guys that they have. Like, that can cause somebody to definitely have self-esteem issues and, want to do things like that. I can't speak to this, though, with the women, but I do think that women are on antidepressants a lot because of postpartum depression. That's a real thing. A lot of women 25 to 32 that's when you have your kids mostly. And I'd say that's when you have your kids, I've seen postpartum depression. It's not a good thing. So a lot of women decide to go onto antidepressants to try to remedy that. So.
And then they stay on it.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? Why do you think so many guys commit suicide, and why do you think antidepressants so high for women?
I feel like with men, since society says, well, the majority of people say that men are supposed to be protectors and providers, and you're supposed to be logical. They don't allow men to have a balance between logic and emotion. So it's just like, oh, suck it up. You're supposed to be a man. You're not supposed to have feelings or show any weakness. So I feel like it's that. And then with women, I feel like they just throw pills at women because no one actually tries to teach them how to be self-aware or how to regulate their emotions. So it's just like, oh, you're crazy, you're emotional, get on these pills, instead of, no, let's figure out why you react the way you do. Why do you feel the way you feel?
Instead of just throwing a band-aid on it almost?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
I would agree with that for sure. So what I wanted to bring up with the suicide thing for men, one of the big things, like y'all all kind of said, like guys can't really talk about their emotions. The big thing that I like to talk about here is we don't need guys talking about emotions, because an emotional man is a dangerous man. That's why they end up killing themselves, is because they're too much in their emotions. But one of the big reasons why it's happening is because you need to think about the average man in America. The average man in America makes, $40,000-$50,000 a year. He's only 5'8", 5'9". He's probably overweight or somewhere close to it. That's just average in America today. So when that guy gets broken up with by an average girl, say he's a 5 and he gets broken up with a girl that's a 5 or a 6, a normal girl, the options that she has fresh out of a breakup compared to the options that man has in the middle of America, wherever he's at, as an average man, is completely different. So a guy will end up killing himself because the loneliness that an average man goes through and the loneliness that an average woman goes through are completely different. That's why a lot of them end up killing themselves, is because they are so truly lonely and disposable to the point where there's nobody that would even look at them other than that one girl before that. And that's why they end up killing themselves more at a higher rate. And like y'all are saying, though, you are right. Guys can't go cry to anybody or talk about it really. And therapy doesn't really work for men. Usually, what you need as a man whenever you're really sad is just somebody to be there to hug you or touch you or something like that. And there's nobody there for a lot of men. Like that's why therapy is dangerous sometimes, is because you can't touch the person who you're talking to. You can only talk to them. It's actually sometimes a negative thing.
I think that a man that can talk to another male like therapist though, like if you can, I don't think that a man getting therapy advice from another like woman is not gonna, that doesn't match. But
I
if
think
a
it's good
man
with a
can,
man. Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
I went to therapy for a year and I did have a good older man as my therapist, and I
Yeah.
really liked it because he was an older man and he was very traditional. So he was like me. So we were able to see eye to eye. But think about how many people go to a therapist that doesn't match them, you know? That's the saddest thing is like on the last show, you know, like that girl was literally going to school to be a therapist, you know, African American therapist, because there's so few that do it, and you want to be able to, you know, match with somebody, you know, like think about that for men, you know, there's very few men that are going to be able to go into therapy over the next decade, and they're going to be able to have like a strong male role model there to be their therapist. It's going to be mostly younger women. That's who's graduating the most right now in that field, is younger women. Just to go into the next thing, let's see. I wanted to know, do y'all think women have empathy? Can you have empathy for something that you haven't experienced? We'll start with you this time.
I would say yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
empathy for what?
Just in general, I would argue that women don't have empathy, and I'll explain to you why in a second.
I think that a woman can empathize with someone about something.
Can you
like,
empathize about something that you haven't experienced before?
No.
You don't think so? Yeah. What about you?
I agree. You can, as a woman who hasn't experienced that thing, you can sympathize,
Yeah.
but you cannot empathize.
Yeah.
You can only empathize if you have been directly affected by what has affected that other person.
Yeah. Perfect. No, you're completely correct. That was a really good answer. I would agree. I would say most women have an amazing amount of sympathy, But for y'all to have an empathy for a man's issues is extremely rare, and it's because you haven't experienced them. Usually, it's the same for us. We can't really empathize with women on a lot of things because we haven't experienced some of the things that y'all go through on an emotional level. Usually. Now I just want to know. Uh, hmm. Would you leave your would you ever leave your boyfriend for a work boyfriend? We'll start with you.
No.
No, never?
No.
No?
No.
Have y'all ever had a work boyfriend? Any of y'all?
No.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
That wasn't like your actual boyfriend?
Yeah. He's a
No.
work boyfriend, you know?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you had him, was he what was it while you were in a relationship, or you were just single and you're like, oh, he's my work boyfriend because I don't want, you know, like I'm single, but at least I have my work boyfriend.
I was single.
You were single at the time, but he was still like he would bring you Starbucks or something every day.
At the time, it was like little protein smoothies. We both worked out, so we'd go back and forth. We'd go into like One Stop or something like that. We just give each other workout smoothies. I used to call him my work husband, actually. You
Okay.
know who I'm talking
I
about.
know
Hey.
exactly who you're talking about.
Hey guys, if she goes to the gym and she talks about another man, he's a work husband. Be careful. I've been warning about this gym shit, y'all. I'm just kidding. I want to know who's more valuable, Kim Kardashian or a mother who has 8 healthy, smart kids who are all going on to have more kids right now. Who would be more valuable in your eyes, Kim Kardashian or a mother who has 8 healthy, smart kids and they're having more kids right now? We'll start on your end.
I would. Oh no, her.
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay. I would definitely say the mother.
You'd say the mother, like
100%.
she's more valuable, or she's yeah.
Actual value.
Yeah, valuable
Yes.
in your eyes. Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think?
Valuable, yes, the mother of 8
The mother.
kids.
Okay.
Got a legacy.
I'm not sure.
That's a hard one because of the money, huh?
Well, so if I can explain real quick, just to maybe help you out a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So Kim Kardashian, she has a legacy. Nobody can doubt
100%.
that. The Kardashians and what Jenners? I honestly don't follow with them, but they have a legacy. Nobody can doubt that.
Mhm.
But value wise, they all arguably hate each other for one.
Yeah.
They all are in competition with each other on a consistent basis. Like that family from where they started to now, they don't even remotely look like what they look like, and their children are not going to look like them.
Yeah, true. That is very true. Yeah.
So as they get older, the value in the sense of monetization, absolutely, her family will always have it because of their name. But that mother with her 8 children, if she's raising them appropriately
Yeah.
and they're becoming intellectual and they're going forth and they're being productive,
And
A
making
lot of
more
the
kids and
times
stuff.
you'll hear that people from the hood that have families of 12 are more happy than the rich family from the rich area that have a family of 2 or 4.
Very
And
true.
it's because they learn better home values, and then they're able to teach their children better home values. And these families actually get together not because they want to do it for the gram. They're doing it because they actually love each other.
Very true. No, I
Kylie
agree
and
with you.
Kendall don't like each other.
I didn't know about that. What,
Okay,
so what do you
so-
think now?
Yeah, I would say the mother, and also because like with Kim, you're gonna have to worry about the press, the world in your business, like all the drama that's gonna come out afterwards. So that's too
Man,
much to deal with.
do we really want those type of lives? You know, I don't think we really do, honestly. But I think people would be a lot happier if they had all the kids one day. Um, are you the type in a relationship to chase the guy or he chases you? We'll start with you this time.
I'm not sure about the word chase, but I'd rather him chase me.
You rather him chase you? When you were younger, were you ever the type where you kind of chase some guys too much, maybe, and then you learned to stop doing that? I'm just curious.
No.
No, you just always like the guys chasing you more. Like you kind of always like those guys more.
Yeah, I mean, I would make it obvious. Like, if you're trying to shoot your shot, the hoop is open.
You always make it
But-
obvious, yeah.
Yeah, but as far as me, like, I guess taking charge and like chasing them,
You like a guy who's chasing you, and then also consistently during the relationship, is he? Do you like the guy chasing your validation the whole time versus you chasing his validation?
neither.
Neither,
Because
more equal.
It makes it stressful.
Okay. I'm just one. I sometimes feel like there's always that dynamic, but maybe not for some. For you, do you like to chase the guy or do you want him always chasing you?
I would say it depends on the guy. I would like a man to chase me. That way I don't have to try too hard, But a shooter shoots. So if
If you see the right guy, you're gonna
Yeah.
shoot. Yeah.
I'm a shoot, and it ends up going in.
And
most
then
of the
did
time.
this change from
But
your past? Did you used to chase men in your past, or the vice versa?
I used to be boy crazy.
You used to be the chaser.
And then I realized boys are nuts, and I don't want them. So I had to slow it down, and I'm
Maybe the ones that you chasing are nuts. You know what I'm saying?
See, you got to switch it up because obviously what I was working with was not working. So you got to work with something else.
Maybe you gotta like
So-
leverage yourself and let them come to you. Yeah. For you, do you like a relationship where the guy is chasing you or you chasing him?
It may sound weird, but I want us to both chase each other.
But from the very
I like it
beginning,
to be
though.
like this.
Okay. And even in the very beginning, you like it like that kind of?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, in your past, was that different? In your past, did you used to over pursue or did you ever have men over pursuing?
I think initially I allowed them. Oh, I initially was pursuing, and then I kind of took a back step and allowed them to chase me.
Mhm.
But then I realized a man, at least the kind of men that I prefer, enjoy the chase as well as the reciprocation of that chase. Like
Mhm.
there are a lot of men won't admit this, but a lot of men like when women provide the same amount of attention to them as they provide to you.
Oh, I don't know why a guy would never admit it because it's very true. Like, I don't understand why they won't admit it.
They're gonna be too emotional.
Nah, there's nothing emotional about wanting her to like. I always say like the woman should be chasing your validation, and the reason why is because that just makes the relationship more healthy. Honestly,
agree.
and it's just if she as the second that the guy is chasing her, then she could be thinking about other options in my head. That's all I'm thinking. Like, oh, this fucking simp or this fucking loser. Why is he fucking trying so hard? Like, sometimes it looks bad. Maybe not for all, but just sometimes in my eyes.
I got a
Yeah.
follow-up question with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you mentioned the guy that you prefer. What is your ideal man?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious about each one of y'all.
Yeah, we'll just say high income and you're just high in income.
Well, I'm 5'6", so I prefer
6 foot.
5'9" to 5'10", honestly, as the shortest.
Okay.
If I'm wearing heels, I can't kiss you on your forehead.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing to me. But 5'9" to 5'10".
And then what about income?
Income,
This is the guy who you prefer, who you'd want to marry, basically.
same amount, if not a little bit more.
Okay. Like what, like 60, 70? Can you put a number on it? Can you just say 80?
I make probably close to 70, so preferably between 70 and
100. What about you?
I like him tall, dark, and handsome.
Okay.
No less than 5'11", no more than like 6'7".
God damn, what a ball player's at?
Where do they see these type of guys at?
At the basketball game. And I mean, income. I would like.
Should go to college.
I would. at least go to college first.
No. Did you go to college?
Oh, did I go to college?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
she did.
Yeah,
did?
I'm about to
What
be
school
a
did you go to?
doctor. T-Dub, Texas Women's.
Texas Women's University, guys.
No. So for income, I would like to say a little bit more than me.
You say like 100K?
Either me or just a little bit more. Like,
Okay.
but I don't want you to get cocky, like, you know.
I know what you want. What about you?
I would say at least 6 feet tall.
You tall, so you need a tall guy, yeah.
Exactly. Yes, that's reasonable. And income, let's just say at least 75.
75.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all are all shooting way too high on the height, man. Y'all gonna get fucked.
What?
Did you have something else, Donnie, to say after that?
You said an ideal.
I'm just
man.
saying, 14% of men are are 6 foot tall. So if you cut that in half, because half of them are married, you're only at like 7% there. And then like some of them are probably players or dorks or whatever the hell after that. So it's like 7% just low to me. Just and that's not even including income, you know. So like that's where it gets a little bit scary when you start shooting high. But she said like 5'10", so she's a little more realistic. But y'all are fucked.
Wow. 5'11".
I believe the odds are in my favor.
Hey, I know y'all see it. I know the DMs be telling you that.
When you're a taller type of girl, I think that the taller men look for you. So I
honestly argued a lot against it until I thought really hard about what somebody said the other day about how they wanted a tall guy because if they're tall and they have tall kids, then those kids won't suffer in the dating marketplace, and that is true. Well, a tall woman I think will suffer, but if you have sons, he definitely needs to have the height. So technically, you are going to make better sons happier in that if you do something like that. In my opinion, maybe you know.
I did have a follow-up question with that.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So AP, this might be for each of you. AP, you mentioned about you chasing after guys. I'm curious. Let's say, how many guys have you ever chased after, and how many were you successfully able to actually obtain? Whether it be like getting a date, whether it be getting a number, whatever the case may be. What would you say your ratio look like?
I would say I have never not gotten somebody that I've shot at.
Mm-hmm.
However, none of those relationships worked out.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. At least you got the chance, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question for all three of the ladies now. What do you think the odds would be, the ratio for a man shooting a shot at a woman?
Yeah, go ahead.
Depends on the woman he's shooting at.
Exactly.
If you're shooting out of your league, then you need to
Just
lower
in
the
general.
goal a little bit. In general, I'm
I'd
gonna
say
say
20,
Let's say out of 100%,
25%.
25%.
25%.
Wow. Okay.
25 to 35.
Okay. Who
What do you
else?
think?
Yeah, that makes sense. I would say 25 also.
Okay.
25. What if I told you that a guy that lands 10% is an all-time player?
He's a G if he gets 10%.
Would that surprise you?
No, because he's
No,
obviously shooting a
because-
lot.
Yeah.
And he's not shooting very well. So
Well,
But you just never know. Like a girl might have a boyfriend, or she might be not feeling it that night. You never know. So that's
Well,
why
not
there's a
only
1 in
that.
10 chance of it working out usually.
Women also outnumber men. So it would
And
make
we
sense
always
on
hear
a-
that, but when I look at the actual statistics, it's like a very small amount. Like it's super
That small
like
amount is enough to turn
that
tides.
little 5%. I guess I don't know.
So with that being said, would you think that it's because women have a higher standard and not necessarily just society? Because I know I've heard, it being mentioned earlier in the episode that society has these standards on men. Is it not only just society, it's also women of why they have such a low success rate?
Repeat the question.
So you're asking, like, is it because women have higher standards?
Correct.
Oh, no.
No, not all women got standards at all.
I think it comes down to options.
It's options. Because if you got a lot of options, then you can afford to say no to somebody that's coming up to you. But if you straight up have no options and no, like, you just don't care, you come in, you want what you can get,
Yeah.
then they're going to say yes for sure. But, like, no. Some girls.
A lot of options, kind of like how we were supposed to have 14 women on the panel, but we only end up with 3.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Fuck
y'all.
y'all ladies
Follow
for
through.
bailing out on
No,
last minute.
chat. We had
I didn't say that.
14 girls.
Hey,
that-
Donnie said that. Note the time. What
we
is it? 9:36 p.m. Eastern time. Donnie mentioned that shit. Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. Yeah, he said it.
Yikes.
No. All right. So now, Marlon, what? I don't know what I missed, bro. But I would totally like to read your chat if you could find what he was talking about. Sergio, he said Sergio's not even watching the chat. But no, I want to know now, ladies. Is it hard to be a man or is it hard to be a woman in today's society? Which one do you think's harder?
Man.
Be a
It's
man?
hard to be a man.
Which one's harder? Come on.
I gotta say a woman. No, I gotta say a woman.
You think a woman?
Gotta say a woman.
I would love to hear these.
I got a really good
trials that you
example
go through.
afterwards here.
I'm gonna say a man.
You think a man? So I'll explain to you somebody who actually did an experiment to test this. There was a woman who already had a somewhat deep voice, and she was a lesbian. So she chose to become a man to see what it was like. She wanted to write about it. She wanted to basically become a man and just see how it felt because she actually thought it was easy. She did the whole experiment to prove that it's harder to be a woman than a man. She killed herself. She said that it was so horrible because she was ignored by so many people. She got treated like shit by so many women and so many people that she ended up killing herself. This is the one person that ever even tried to do an experiment like this that was a woman. So if y'all ever want to think, which one's harder, one person who actually tried to experiment with it ended up killing themselves over it. So that's how hard it can be to be a man sometimes.
Also, but like some,
I like your
look, some.
So I'll say
I
this for you.
can't.
No. Go ahead. I'm
Please
listening.
Well,
Go.
in defense of you, I will say as far as lifestyle goes, it is harder for a woman, and I'll explain why. For women, we are in charge of creating as well as sustaining life. So we are in charge of a lot of different things as well as stuff like vanity, which kind of counteracts sustaining the life. Because once we give the life, a lot of us don't maintain the image that originally attracted you. So then we have to fight within societal norms to work while pregnant, but also be able to take off from maternity leave without having to be, literally give birth and then within 2 weeks be back to work. However, I would argue that the same issues that a woman has, there are some counter sides to that with men. Like men don't normally get paternity leave. So once their wife gives birth, they may get a day, maybe a week, and then they're right back to work. They have to.
But would you not say that that's the role of a man as a provider?
To an extent, but I also feel that if you want the father within the family, you have to provide him the accessibility to be there for their family.
And this all goes back to something that I preach all the time on this channel. The reason why the shit is all fucked up is because the financial powers push the dollar down so hard that women have to work, men have to work even more. There's no like we can't even draw the lines of whose job is what now because of that. It's all blurred. So yeah, you're completely right though. I agree with you that if it was women's job is harder now because y'all have to do both. You have to provide as well as also take care of the kids. So I would agree in that. I would say emotionally it's harder for men right now. And it's because like the example I gave y'all earlier about what an average man experiences versus an average woman. An average woman is just gonna like I like to go to places where very depressed women are, like on dating after 30 hashtags, dating after 40 hashtag. There's a subreddit called Forever Alone Women. I very much spend a lot of time in these places because I like to see how small this percentage really is of women, what they're talking about, why they're in that situation, because even a woman that's overweight can still sleep with a guy that's an 8, 9, or 10 because guys will fuck anything sometimes. So I really like to study why these women are like that. It's usually because they have antisocial issues and they have stuff like that, but it's a very small percentage of women that are having that really hard life, like the ones that are really crying and like having a really hard time, I guess, after 30, 40. Because like I always make fun of them and say, hey, you're going to end up with cats and you're going to be alone when you're 40. But at the end of the day, even if they're alone with cats at 40, they can still go fuck guys. There's still 23-year-olds that would love to hook up with a 40-year-old just to say they did it. So that's why there's so much more suicide. There's so much more men that are actually sad and depressed, is because, like I said, an average man is suffering big time. Big time. That's why 30%, like we've talked about before, 30% of men are in between the ages of 18 and 30 are virgins and or haven't had sex this year. It's half of that for women.
But you would say that it's... So you said that a 23-year-old dude would just go mess with a 40-year-old girl because he wants to. So
yes.
Do you not think that's easy for him? Because the woman could just not have morals. Okay, cool. This young dude just want to mess with me. Cool. Yeah. But would you not say that's easy for the man? For that 23?
Yeah. But we're talking about the average like 30, 40-year-old guy. That's what I'm talking about. They're suffering. Like the average 30, 40-year-old dude, he's suffering. Now, if he did good in life and he's starting to make $100,000, $150,000 a year, he could start making up for shit. He can get in the gym. He could start making up for things, and he could start hitting his prime at 30, 35. But not every man is doing that. Some of them live out in bumfuck wherever, and they're just normal people in rural or Alabama or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do Alabama like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're from there. Hey man, there was a funny ass video that I saw like yesterday, and it was a guy that was like interviewing people in Alabama and like asking them if they fuck their cousins and shit. It was one of the funniest things, dude. Some of them admitted to it. It was
Where I'm
hilarious. I'm just saying.
I'm from the South.
I'm just
we don't do
saying.
that down there.
So now I want to know what number do you rate yourself? We'll start with you this time.
Do you want me to be realistic or?
Let's be humble today, guys. Let's be humble.
Because I want to say 1,000. But
Let's not do the like the cocky versus confident thing this time. Let's be humble.
when I honestly analyze myself inside and out, I would say I'm a strong 8.
Okay.
I was gonna say 8.
You say 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.
Say 8.
She gonna say 10. Watch.
I was gonna say 6.
You gotta say 6?
Without makeup and on my normal,
Girl,
you
you're
girl, you see me
beautiful.
on my
You're
normal day. I'm a
beautiful.
hot 6.
Don't do
Personality
this.
brings me up to a 7.
Okay.
Personality with finances brings me up to an 8. And on a good makeup day, like I spent like 2 hours doing it, I'm a 9.
She's an
Okay.
11.
Okay. Well, at least this is what I really wanted to hear. Some like some humble answers. That was all very humble answers. I really like that.
If we're being honest, though, I'm an 11.
Well, so I want to ask now.
Scale,
So, what makes you that number though? So, what makes you what'd you say you were 8?
Uh-huh.
What makes you an 8?
Because let's not even start on the face. But I'm playing. But I would say with me having all of the qualities.
What qualities?
Don't say it like that. When I would say the state of my spirit, the quality of my heart, the talents I have, the skills I have, like there's nothing that I'm really lacking in. I mean, I do have some areas I need to work on, but I'm in the process of
Like
working
what?
on those.
He wants to know the bad and the good.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I were interviewing you for a job, you would not get this fucking position.
You know what? That's why I don't work for anybody.
She's a self boss.
Exactly. That's why I have my own business.
Lady
Multiple
boss.
At that. But anyway,
Boss
I would
babe.
say I need to work on my communication skills. I'm not the person who really opens up like that. So I pretty much keep everything inside. So I do need to work on communication. And I would say that's really it. That's really my big problem.
Okay.
So
What do you think makes you your number? Your 8?
I'm pretty. And I have next. I have a lot of drive, ambition. I know where I'm going in my life, and I'm confident about that. There's nothing that's going to stop me from doing that. So I would like to look for somebody that's going to match that wavelength. Like we both got in drive, ambition, all that.
He needs to be an 8 also, guys. If any of y'all are 8, hit her up. Only the 8s
It could be like a
though.
7.5 because I gotta.
Okay, you can be a 7.5, but you got to be 5'11".
Okay, but I will say one thing that I should work on is again communication. Also, I am an emotional being. I will cry because I'm mad. I'm cry because I'm happy. I'm gonna cry for anything. So I do think that one thing that could be worked on is emotions for me.
I think it's a good thing to have that emotion. It's just like you say, having to control it, But it's a good thing to be an emotional woman. Like when you have kids, that's a great trait. What about for you? Why? What makes you that number? Why would you say you're a 6?
My plethora of numbers.
Yeah. Well, just 6. Why would you be a 6 in your eyes?
I have a few insecurities.
Like what?
My nose, for one, honestly. I call it the Arroyo nose. But my father's from Puerto Rico, and I call it the Toucan Sambique.
Stop.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I do the same thing with myself.
Girl,
but
seriously.
it means you come from a strong bloodline.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody,
your family,
everybody
like-
with my dad's side of the family has this nose. Like it's unmistakable.
Would you ever edit it?
No.
No.
That's good. That's good. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Yeah.
Like, to
Don't be
this day,
ashamed of who you are.
I've never tried to learn how to contour my nose because I don't feel the need to try to make it smaller. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Now screw what other people think. You should be happy who you are.
Yeah, I
Fuck
think
that.
I have a lot of attributes as far as my life experience between where I'm from. I'm from Long Island, New York, and my family, my mom, my dad, my stepmom, all retired NYPD. My brother's in the Navy. I'm retired Army. So like all of these life experiences I've attributed have definitely helped to make me have a very strong foundation in what I want. So as far as what I can provide to somebody that wants to be in my life, they have a good foundation with me.
Mhm.
because I've been through a lot, and therefore I have the ability to both empathize and sympathize with any man that I get with, essentially.
I want you to know though, just the way like at least high value guys are. Now, if you go for an average dude, you don't gotta worry about any of this. But if you're trying to shoot above your bracket or you're trying to shoot for like a above average man, just know that they don't like experience. It's actually going to be a negative for you.
I'm not gonna lie, my swimming pool is very, very specific because of who I am. I am, as you can see, I'm a very heavily tattooed woman. So that honestly cuts down a good amount of the men that are available to me, because there are plenty of men who find me masculine
Just because of
that.
tattoos?
Absolutely.
Wow. I mean, I don't personally like tattoos, and I don't really put. But I thought it's a good thing more than anything. I thought guys love tattoos.
It depends on the type.
Not everybody.
Yeah. Obviously, if he's like some business like crazy, yeah.
Well, no,
And see,
I think guys like the little tattoo on the lower back.
Yeah, a
You
little
can have,
bit's
like,
fine.
A little one on your chest,
But like
or something,
I like,
I'm heavily tattooed.
but like I like to encourage girls like go on networking, go to networking events, go to charity events and stuff like that. And yeah, the type of guys at those events that they're gonna meet, like those high value men, they would see it and they would be like, okay, yeah, I would never take this.
But you'd be amazed. A lot of those high value men in those collared shirts have sleeves and
Tabs.
bodysuits underneath.
Oh yeah,
those
so
things.
yeah, definitely sometimes. Why do you hate the audio? Is it bad? So yeah. Oh wow, I wonder why. It sounds like a radio.
It sounds like somebody's watch going off. Like, can you mute your
Oh,
watch?
I like heard like that, yeah, but no, they must be talking about something else. I wonder why, because I already changed the settings, Donnie. It shouldn't be doing that. Now I want to know, do you consider yourself egotistic? We'll start right here.
Nope.
No, you don't consider just
Yes.
a little bit egotistic? Do you?
No.
Yeah, considering you gave yourself a 6, I'm going to consider you egotistic. You're a little bit egotistic, though. Come on. I'm just kidding. No, nobody at this table really is.
Yeah, you.
If
She shook
y'all,
her head,
if
though.
y'all would have
I
called
said
yourselves
yes.
10s, if huh? Oh, weird. Maybe it's not plugged in all the way. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. I don't think anybody is egotistic at this table. Y'all all gave humble numbers. Whenever we did the other show, everybody said 10s. So yeah, congratulations for not being fucking retarded like them.
Yo, you want to switch out the
Wow.
mics?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, if you could throw me another one real quick.
Yeah, I got you.
I think you're too close.
What do you mean?
Like when you're farther away, it's like better.
It's still weird. It should be like that. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. Let me know if you can hear me better now with this one. Now, I want to know: is it happy wife, happy life, or happy king, happy kingdom? Yeah, we'll start with you on this one. Happy wife, happy life, or happy king, happy kingdom?
Both of them.
Both of them? It needs to be equal?
Yep.
I
Okay.
was gonna say both. Yeah.
Man, what do you
Same.
think? Same? All both? Man, no, it needs to be 51%. Y'all gotta make the guy happy, y'all. Come on.
Well, think about
Who
it.
said that though?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
think
just
in,
kidding.
We
in
need to
all
be making
reality,
each other happy.
it's like I said with the chase. If you're both equally chasing each other, there's never going to be any moment of downtime for anybody to be questioning anything. So if you both are attending to each other's needs at all times, you'll have a happy wife and you'll have a happy king.
Period.
So like I agree that you do need to tend to each other's needs, but the thing is like I was saying earlier, I do think the woman chasing the validation is better. Like there's something about once you're in the relationship, I really think that if a guy is acting like a simp, just crying, like always needing more texting too much and stuff, it looks bad. Like it ends up being bad. You're not gonna like a boyfriend that's like that. And like don't get me wrong, a little bit is all right. Like you might kind of like a little bit of the toxicity of the guy like blowing you up once or twice, but all the time or something, like him always chasing your validation, it's a huge negative. Like you really want to like you honestly like guys way more when y'all are the ones that are a little bit chasing. Like that's why I'm saying 51-49. Like just y'all are chasing a little bit more, not all the way more, but just a little bit more. I think.
I think it's the opposite. For me,
You
personally.
want the guy chasing you a little bit more?
Well, earlier in the show, you actually did say that neither should be chasing each other.
I do, but like what Sergio's talking about, like I just feel like when you're
Like some of your
in the
experiences are coming in.
Are you talking about before? Were we talking about in the beginning? Like we're not in the relationship, and is somebody chasing the other?
I think even in the beginning, the woman should be chasing, and like y'all already know, like or like why I feel that way about like my girl and stuff like that, because like that burning genuine desire that I like to talk about, you're not gonna have burning genuine desire sometimes for the guy that's been simping for 30 or 60 days, taking you out on dates, doing all this bullshit. and compared to the guy that you let hit on the first night when y'all fucking went out the other day. You know, like sometimes you don't have that burning genuine desire for somebody when you're sitting there playing. You're just wasting each other's time. It's like what I was trying to tell you like last time. Like you can waste each other's time really easily if you sit there and you think you like these simps, because you'll waste his time for 69 days and be like, I actually don't like you, bro. Like you're just a fucking simp, you know, like you're trying too hard.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I actually watched your last podcast because my friend was on.
Yeah.
But I heard you use that word a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Simp.
Yeah.
And while I do essentially agree with the definition of it, wouldn't you consider a man who takes a woman out for 30, 60 dates genuinely interested in her and would have the assumption based on her accepting these dates and accepting the provisions? Does that really make him a simp, or does that make her a utilizer? Because I don't think it's fair to say that a man who's showing genuine interest in a woman and that woman reciprocating those interests with false intentions, I don't think that's a simp. I think that's a man who's putting his best foot forward.
Yeah. It's both. Like it's like he's a simp, and like, well, they're both in the wrong in my eyes. Like the woman taking advantage of him and taking it like, and she knows that there's no intention of it. Like he is a simp and she is wrong for doing that to him, because y'all are both wasting each other's time. Like he's sitting there thinking the whole time that this is gonna become something, you know.
But he's not wasting her time.
Yeah. He's not. He's well, no, she is, because
no, she's wasting his time.
I'll explain to you why she's wasting her time as well. Because like I like to talk about on the show, age is a big deal for a woman. If you want to lock in a really good guy, you can't sit there and waste time. This is what's gonna be wrong. Is there's tons of women that are thinking like this, that are like, I'm dating right now. I have 10 guys, they're on Tinder, whatever it is, and this guy's going to take me out on Wednesday, this guy's going to take me out on Friday, this other guy's going to take me out on the next Wednesday, and they're doing something like, or they have these guys, they're just dating, they're not planning on sleep, while at the same time they have a guy that they're actually sleeping with. He's just their fuck buddy, whatever it is, okay? So all those guys, though, she's never truly going to take them seriously. Like all those guys are truly just simps. And she's wasting her time, because she could actually be dating a guy that's going to really take care of her and really become a husband. But because she's fucking this guy, she's dickmatized over here. She's literally just using all the other. She's wasting her time, because when she's 30, she's gonna look back and go, "Oh, how'd that time fly by so back? Oh, because you were smashing this dude and you were happy about it." Like the problem is, women want money, energy, attention, and time. But how many women can get that from one man?
But that goes back to what I said about being a simp. That man is not a simp, because if he doesn't know that she is out there dating other people, if she's putting on the falsehood of, yeah, you know what, I'll go out on a date with you, I'll spend time with you, I'll accept whatever you buy me, I'll accept the gifts, I'll accept all of these things, and yeah, I'm only dating you, while she has her phone blowing up every 5 seconds, that's not on him.
Let me define what a simp is, since this is where the confusion's at. A simp is a guy who puts up value and gets nothing in return. I'm not even saying sex. I'm not saying anything like that. But the type of person that's double texting you, the type of person that's liking your pictures and you're not liking them back, you're leaving him on red. That is all versions of simping. So if he's taking you to dinner and he's paying for something and then nothing comes of that, nothing comes of it, okay? He's not getting sex. He's not getting what he truly wants, which men want sex. Men want a relationship. If he's not getting those things, he is simping. And that's all. That's what the definition really comes down to, is like, what is a simp? And that's what I say a simp is. And most people would agree with me that it's when somebody is giving too much and getting nothing in return.
So that would be like if I messaged you, right? And I'm just constantly like, hey, Sergio, what are you doing today? How's your day been?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see you tomorrow? If you're not answering me and I continuously am reaching out to you, not only am I a stalker, but I am essentially, I would agree with that definition of being a simp. But if I reach out to you and I say, hey, Sergio, and you go, hey, Lauren, how was your day? Oh, my day was great. That is not a simp. Yeah. And I feel like that creates a very toxic emotional bubble for men, because now it's like, okay, well, women want me to show my provisions and they want me to show my hand.
Well, let's peel the layer back though. Okay. So you just said, like you'll respond to him in text, but say y'all go out on a date. Mm-hmm. Okay. And y'all go out on that date and he pays for everything. Okay. He doesn't expect, he's being a nice guy. He's like, oh yeah, he takes you home. He doesn't expect anything. He doesn't expect nothing sexually. But then you go and you're sleeping with another guy. That same night, you're literally going to another guy's house and sleeping with him. Okay. Mm-hmm. That guy is a simp in that situation, because he paid for your meal when you're literally sexually being satisfied by a whole nother guy. You got to understand that it doesn't matter what he knows or not. It's the fact Yeah, no, because you are being a simp because you shouldn't be doing that. You should already not be doing it. If a woman really cared about you, you would not like. This is what's so crazy today is y'all think y'all really care about those guys that y'all make wait. You don't. You don't at all. You're using and abusing him, and you want to say that guy's not a simp, but you're abusing him financially.
So,
You're literally abusing him financially, but you won't admit that he's being a simp.
So now you're on a date with somebody and you have a burning, genuine desire for them, but you're waiting until marriage to have sex, and you've made that clear to somebody.
You won't have burning, genuine
and
desire
you're-
for somebody if you're making them wait. You
That's
just
not
won't.
true.
It's not true. It's not
If
there.
that's a part of your religion, though.
But no,
It's not. So like, let's get out of the
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
should,
yeah.
could,
Because
would.
the
It's not.
majority of women are sleeping around today. Majority of women have over 10 bodies. Okay, so if a majority of women have over 10 bodies, okay, that means that they've probably slept around or had the sex on the first night with at least one of those guys. Okay, so if you're making this new guy wait, okay, you do not give a shit about that guy. You do
talking
not have
about-
any burning, genuine desire for
I'm
him.
talking about somebody who is waiting until marriage because
That's
they
just
believe.
such an acceptance of the rule. It's such a rare thing.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like in that just in that one isolated situation, is a guy a simp because he has a desire for this woman? He's willing to wait.
This is why I always explain. If the woman always makes guys wait 30 days, obviously that's okay. But what I'm saying is that most women are making guys wait 30, 60, 90 days, okay, while fucking another guy or while she had 5 chads in her past that she let hit on the first night. That doesn't make sense. Why should those guys wait? And the only guys that will wait are fucking dorks. They are losers. Guys who get pussy, guys who get pussy do not wait. Or if you do make me wait 30, 60, 90 days, oh yeah, I'll fuck you, but I'm never going to take you seriously. Because there's, like I've told you last time, there's fucking 5, 10 other girls that definitely like me way more because they did not fucking sit there and play games. They said they right there from the beginning knew I really like this guy. And that's the thing. Like, y'all can sit here and play games all day long and say that y'all really care about those guys that you make wait 30, 60, 90 days, but you never do. At the end, you end up wasting each other's time. You always end up wasting each other's time. There's no point in doing it.
Okay.
So let me ask you something real quick. So if you have burning, genuine desire for a man, do you think that you respect him? Yes or no?
Are we talking on a sexual basis?
Yes, correct. Do you think you really respect the man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
So you think you have the same respect for that man that you have burning, genuine desire for as this man you're going to make wait 30, 60, 90 days for sex?
And I'll tell you why. So most
Wait,
of that
what?
burning.
Do you think you have the
most of-
same?
Absolutely. Most
respect?
of that burning desire comes from a sexual attraction that, at least for women, from what I've seen in my experience, it comes from not just your aesthetics, but you as a person, your personality. Are you funny? Are you
Your
intellectual?
vibe.
Exactly.
And you gotta
So
get to know
and,
that
exactly.
person.
Sometimes I'm not gonna. I've been in a situation where I met a guy and very first night we slept together and we actually did end up in a relationship.
Mhm.
I've been in a situation where I did the exact same thing and that guy was ready to go from my house to the next person's house and from that house to the next person's house. So I guess I'm a simp too, because I was under the impression that this person was specifically coming to see me because they had a genuine interest in me. So in all reality, if I make you wait 30, 60 days, a lot of the times women have started doing that. Well, we're not talking about women that do that just because they're trying to get as much out of the person as
Extract
possible.
resources.
We're talking about women who genuinely want to be in a relationship. What they will do is they'll say, you know what? I've done it both ways. So let's see which way gets me what I'm looking for.
So men are supposed to take you after you've made mistakes and you realize it was a mistake and you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't be doing these things. And then you want to change it. Do you see the issue
Absolutely.
here?
No, because men did the same
Because
thing.
they-
No.
Right.
Men, do you think men and women are the same?
To an extent.
To an extent.
No. It's a black and white question.
That's
Do you think
not
men and
black and
women are the
white.
same?
That's
Yes,
not
it
black
is.
and white.
They're
Are
not
men
the
and
same.
women the same?
It's not black and white.
It is. It is a yes or no question.
A boy in the second grade could go up to his teacher and give
I'm
her
not-
an apple
that's
and
not
get
what we're
turned
talking
down and
about.
he
That's
hates
not what
women
we're
for the
talking-
rest of his life.
We're talking about 2 grown adults, a 25-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman. Are they the same or are they different?
In what aspect?
It's a yes or no question. Are they the same or are they different?
If you're talking overall body, yes, they're different.
They are different. Yes. Men and
But-
women are different. Is there certain
but-
privileges that men have and is there certain privileges that women have in society?
Absolutely.
Yes. Society is sexist, okay? It is. Everything is sexist. There's not one thing in this world that isn't sexist. Everybody is sexist about everything. So if once you come to that realization, you understand that men are not the same. we can sleep around a lot and we're going to be admired. If you sleep around a lot, you're going to be hated.
Right, but you're asking me to sleep with you on the first date because you took me out. So which one is it?
If you have genuine desire,
if you have burning genuine desire.
Right, but you just
it's not see here's the thing. Women devalued the sexual marketplace because other women, it cannot even be y'all three. It could be women, hold on. It could be women that just slipped around on the first night. There's tons of hoes out here that will fuck anybody on the first day, okay? Because they did that, y'all are competing with that. Y'all have to compete with those women. So because of pussy has been devalued down to such a low amount because it's so easy to get it, that's what y'all are competing. It's not y'all's fault. It's other women's fault.
So I have a question, and I do not mean any disrespect when I ask this question. So I want you to be very open to this question.
Yeah.
I heard you say this on your last podcast,
mm-hmm.
but I also heard you say that you and your girlfriend were on the same similar situation where you took her out and you slept with her on the first night.
Mm-hmm.
Was she already devalued before or after?
What do you mean devalued?
You just said that women have lowered the vagina value by sleeping with guys on the first night.
Yes, they do.
So I'm asking, and I when I tell you, I mean no disrespect by this.
It's not disrespectful.
I just want to make that clear. I mean no disrespect.
It's not even disrespectful at all.
So
it was a question.
Did she just devalue me by sleeping with you on the first night?
She got extreme. So a lot of women do that, and you either it's rolling the gamble, it's rolling the dice. You're either gonna get a guy who actually is gonna reciprocate that genuine desire with you, or you're not. So she rolled the dice and she got very fucking lucky.
Okay,
very
so
lucky.
Now on my first date, I have to just gamble. And
no, this is why. What do I teach? What do I teach on the first date? We need to go back to what I teach women to do on the first date. I teach y'all to ask about their income, ask about their career. Just by their career, what they say, you can know what their income usually is.
Lie all the time.
And what happens? But here's the thing: women see red flags like crazy, or y'all don't have a man helping you vet, and you don't see any of the red flags. But whose fault is that? Back in the day, y'all would have a male figure that would help you vet a guy, or here's the thing, y'all want to complain about getting finessed when it's your fault you're getting finessed. Like, you gotta understand, like, these guys are how many times do I gotta scream that these guys will say anything? They will lie, they will do whatever it takes to get the pussy.
Yeah,
they will do anything. So if y'all get pulled out of that because they're very, very good at finessing, that is on you. When we went on our first date, I made it very clear the type of man I was, the type that I was a relationship guy, that I like these type of things, that I expect this out of a woman that I would date. I provide all these things, and that's why I would expect a woman to be like this. And she instantly saw that and saw that I was worthy of the one night or whatever it was, But now, can you get finesse? Can a guy say, like, you got to understand, on these other channels and stuff that are Red Pill channels, they are teaching men to sell the dream. Say exactly what y'all want to hear so they can get y'all every time out the pussy, okay? So she got extremely lucky. She rolled the dice and she got extremely lucky. Y'all ain't gonna get that lucky. Y'all are gonna have to ask way more questions and be way more secure about it. And like, it sucks. It really sucks. I talk about this all the time, how there's no fixing it for women. I feel bad for y'all. I say this every episode. I feel bad as fuck for y'all. How to choose who gets it first or who waits 30, 60 days. Like, it's really hard. It's a hard fucking choice to make.
So would you say it'd be easier to be a man or a woman?
I think it would be better. Because of that, I'll give you that. But the thing is, y'all would be fine if y'all just accepted the simps. The reason why Kevin Samuels was so popular was because what he was trying to do, I know. What he was trying to do was make average women, hold on. He was trying to make average women that honestly are just like you. Okay, like say 30-year-olds that have one kid or something like that. Some of them would come on his shows and be like, I'm a 9, I'm a 10, and they weigh like 180 or something. Like, he would literally have women all the time do this, and they would be like, I'm a 9, I'm a 10. And what did he was famous because he went in on those women and humbled them and was like, you're a fucking 5, man. Being honest, you're a 5. And there's plumbers out here, there's AC guys out here, there's all these really good fucking men out here that will never get a shot with you because you think you're a 9, and y'all are both 5s. And that's the issue, is that y'all could have a simp and you can make him wait 30, 60 days, but y'all don't want that. Most of y'all don't want the simp. So that's why I'm saying you're wasting your time. If you want the high value dude, I'm telling you how to get the high value guy. You should sleep with them fast and then provide immediate value. Immediate value that is way more than every other girl in his life. If you want a guy of value, a guy who gets pussy easy, okay? An actual attractive dude, or whatever it is that makes him high value compared to other men. If you don't want that, settle for the fucking simps then. Settle for the normal average dude that's 5'9", that makes $50,000 a year, and y'all will be happy. He'll give you a great life.
That's anything, me. I've been loving her facial expressions this entire time. I do want to hear what you have to say.
Y'all are making my head hurt. So your definition of a simp is basically just a nice guy.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Like,
yeah.
Okay. And then I feel like your definition of a simp is a nice guy who's doing things. And
He's
he
courting.
basically-
He's courting. You like guys that court and are trying to still do the traditional thing
Yeah.
for non-traditional women. It makes no fucking sense. If y'all were traditional women that were still virgins, I would be telling guys to do that all day long.
Who said I
Women,
wasn't a virgin?
shut up.
He laughed in your face. She belongs to the streets.
Y'all are not traditional women, and like y'all, we know y'all are not traditional women today. Y'all can try to lie about it and say your body count's lower or something like that, but 9 times out of 10, all we gotta do is look at your Instagram or talk to you for 2 hours, and we know exactly what type of person you are.
That I want to
Trust
be a
me.
doctor?
Trust me. The guys who are
That's
good
why
with
I'm not
women, we
traditional.
know. Don't get me wrong. The simps will never fucking read y'all. But the guys who actually have experienced women, we read it like a book, like it's nothing.
So men already know exactly what they want and what they're going to get before the first date even happens, just by looking at your social media account. Just know that.
Okay. So, ooh, I guess so.
Well,
Yeah,
Somebody
good.
move
Well,
along, please, because I'm about to get married.
Next question.
Uh-oh, we got
Next
some feelings coming
caller.
out, chat.
Next caller.
Okay.
Feelings coming out, chat.
Okay. Now I want to
Hot
know.
in here.
Wait, did everybody answer the happy wife, happy life versus happy king, happy kingdom thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now I want to know: is it harder to climb the financial ladder or a successful family? Like which one of those in life is harder to achieve? Having a successful family, kind of like the example I gave earlier against the Kim K thing, or being a top 10% earner making 150K a year. You know, like which one do you think is harder to achieve today? We'll start
I'll
with you.
start.
Yeah. Go ahead if you want.
I'll say it's harder in this day and age to climb a financial ladder.
You think?
Just because of the way the dollar is devalued. You can be the type of person that has 10 kids and you could have 8 deadbeats, but then you have 2 doctors and lawyers right there that go up and they start their successful lineage that came from you. So sure, if you want to, you can have a big family and have a nice life like that, but it's going to be hard to just get it by yourself and climb the ladder. Like you got to go to school. People say you try to get a job, you get a bachelor's degree, you went through all them years of school and you try to get a bachelor's degree for a job that says, you know, right out of school you can get this type of job, but they want 10 years of experience.
Yeah.
How am I going to get 10 years of experience when I was just in school for 5 years? Like I don't understand.
I can understand that. I like your answer for sure. Yeah, financial is definitely hard when you put it that way. What about you? Which one do you think is hard to do? Climb the financial ladder, become a top 10 percenter, or have a successful family, which I think is probably a 10% chance today.
Successful family.
You think a successful
For sure.
family is harder? Okay. What do you think?
Successful family.
Yeah. I honestly think it's going to be harder. Like, there's going to be tons of people that are going to be millionaires over the next decade, especially with the internet and so many ways of, like, you know, making income because of how the internet's set up and social media and TikTok and stuff. I think there's going to be tons of new millionaires, but we're going to see way less families than ever before. It's because it's too hard. It's way harder to have a family than it is to make a lot of money, I think.
A lot of millennials aren't even having kids.
Yeah. It's about to get real crazy. Did I already? No, I guess I did it. Are men or women the prize? We'll start with you.
Both of them.
Both of them. Come on.
The woman.
The woman's the prize. Yeah. What do you think?
Girl, don't even. The woman.
Let her answer for herself.
Honestly, I'd say the man is the prize.
The man is the
I
prize.
would say so.
The reason why I agree with you that the man is the prize is because
we
he
might
gives
not agree for the same reasons.
he gives the ring. That's the only reason why he's the prize is because he's the one who gives the ring. Like if it was any other way, you know, I would say it was the woman. But if you want the ring, the man is the prize because you have to please him to be able to get the ring.
But I could say no.
AP.
Exactly.
Come on. If it's the guy of your dreams, you're not going to say no. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's the Simps,
Listen,
I don't know.
I
I would say no too if it was
I
the
have some
Simps. You know.
people
What I'm saying?
that don't deserve
Well, I
it.
mean, speaking as a very independent woman
Mhm.
who has a very, very strong father figure in her life, like my dad is my road dog. I tell that to everybody.
Mhm.
What's a good thing?
But at the same time, you know, I can very much so take care of myself.
Mhm.
You know, after my divorce, it wasn't like I lost anything. I literally lost. In fact, it's gonna sound bad, but I gained more by leaving him.
Dead weight.
And it's because it was legitimately, like, just to put into context, not every marriage that fails is because a particular person was bad, but mine was specifically very toxic.
No.
So I gained more by leaving. However, as an independent woman, when I walk out into these streets, I can take care of myself but it does feel really good to be able to, men, if you know what you're doing, you're going to be on my right when we're walking down the street. But if you're at my side, then that makes me feel that much more secure.
Mhm.
That's why they're a prize. Because when I wake up and I hear something at my door and my dogs are barking, I want to know that you're the one picking up the 45, not me.
Yeah, you do want a man.
I'll pick up the 40 next to it, just to catch a 6. But like, I want you first.
Yeah, you still want to protect her at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
That's good to know, though.
I got a follow-up question with that for the ladies, and I want to start out with AP with this one. My question to you is, what value do you bring to help retain a man in a long-term relationship?
What value do I say it one more time?
What value do you bring to retain a man for a long-term relationship?
Because I know what I offer.
And what is that?
I would say that, I mean, I'm not going to say that I do it now because I'm single. I don't have a husband or anything, but I can see myself in a marriage that I would be the type of person that would be a more traditional type of wife. The way I grew up in my house, honestly, my brother and my stepdad, they take out the trash. They take care of the pool. They do the outside things. They do the lawn. The lawn stays up and clean. On the inside, we fold the underwear. We wash the dishes. I do the woman's job. So I feel like there are some men who do shoot for women. And now in this day and age, women are like, not saying you, but like, I'm an independent woman. I don't want to do anything. The man needs to clean the house and he needs to do this and that while I go to work or whatever. I'm going to go to work, but still, when I go home, food going to be cooked.
You're still going to do all the extra shit?
So cooking and cleaning?
I don't want to say just cooking and cleaning, but like
yeah, she's a basic housewife.
No, I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
So
I'm a real housewife of Dallas.
So let me ask, out of all the women that are probably in this world that are single, going to be in a long-term relationship, if they only offer cooking and cleaning, you're telling me that women are the catch?
No.
Well, that's what you just mentioned just a minute ago. You said women are.
Yes, because I'm a catch. Okay, not every.
He's just saying women
just from cooking and cleaning.
This is me being egotistical because if I'm the person that's bringing stuff into this relationship, I'm bringing the looks for sure. I know that I don't have it right now, but like I said, my drive and my ambition, I'm gonna be bringing money. Hopefully, you bring.
They don't care about your money.
They don't care about my money.
No,
we don't care.
Okay, well then they want to clean their own dishes. They want to wash their own underwear.
That has nothing to do with money, ma'am.
You said they don't care about the money, though.
You're a man that's looking for your money is already a red flag, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So again, men don't care. The men that you're looking for do not care about your money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, what do they want? You tell me. What does a man want?
Sergio, that's your.
I mean, the big thing is, they just want you to be complimentary. They want you to do the thing that they suck at doing. If they suck at doing laundry, you should be doing laundry. If they suck at cooking, you should be doing the cooking.
So
that's the biggest thing, is just being complimentary to the guy.
Now, am I just a regular woman because everybody wants to be?
Well, the big thing is that like the guy is the prize because he's doing way more than just being complimentary to somebody else. He's literally he's the backbone. He's literally making sure that everything is going to be there. Like, I was just talking to my girl about this the other day. Like, imagine if I was just like, I'm not going to pay the rent this week, or I just couldn't pay the rent, or I couldn't pay the electric bill. You know, like, we are always there to make sure that we are providing. Like, if he's a good guy, he should always be providing without no excuses and anything bad ever happening. Whereas, like, for y'all kind of get to take some days off. Like, you might be like, I don't want to do the laundry today, or I don't want to do this, and y'all can kind of get away with that. A guy's never going to take a day off. He's always going to be working harder. He's never going to miss a bill if he's a real man. He's going to always be on it.
Maybe I'm speaking from experience, like just me as a person, because I know I'm gonna be a hard worker. Like, if a dude can't pay the rent, then shoot.
Well, my dad,
for me to pay the rent.
My dad is a walking point
I got it.
For what I look for in a man. Like, my dad is the epitome of what I look for. Absolutely. But my dad, I grew up when my parents were together, it was a very 50-50 household. If my mom was cooking, my dad was cleaning. Vice versa. They were both police officers.
And how old are they, though? Right now, they're both about 55?
My dad's going to be 64.
Okay.
And with my stepmother's 60. And they've been together, same aspect, too.
Yeah.
When he got with her, it was the same relationship dynamic.
Our parents' generation, though, like, I have the same thing. I have two parents. Like, I have a divorced family and a mom and a dad and another mom and dad. And so I agree with you. But what they grew up and they experienced, completely different than what's going on right now.
But
1,000% differently.
Our parents came from the more traditional household to where my mom should have made less money than my dad. Mm-hmm. My mom should have stayed home more. And that was not the case. My dad would work mornings and my mom would work nights.
I'm
So
just
that
saying,
somebody
like
was always home.
they made it work during a different time than today. So if you try to do that shit today, I'm saying good luck, because what they did when they did it in the time that they did it, it was very possible because they were living in a completely different world than what we're living in right now. Now the amount of temptation that women have because of all types of shit. There's something called hypergamy. Now you say that you're okay with a guy that only makes the same as you or a little bit more, I think was what your answer was earlier. But if we look at statistics, we can see all day long that women want a guy that makes 58% more than them. So if you made 100K, you'd actually realistically want a guy that makes about 150K. Usually, you might be an exception to the rule that's not that, but this is what statistics show. So because of that, like, it's not going to work nearly as much today as it did back then. Back then, I think there was so little temptation for like your mother and stuff like that, where she was very happy with her life and working as much as she did. But today, you want to look at me like that? You think temptation back then?
My mother was.
Hold on. Do you think temptation back then, 30 years ago, is even close to similar as today with social media? You really think you're comparing those two?
So I would say that in our parents' generation, it was kept under wraps a lot better. Again, my mother was a police officer. You know how many men she was
You're
around
delusional right now.
What?
You're delusional right now.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You're delusional. If you think that is the same for a relationship right now today with Instagram, social media, all the ways that a woman can be DM'd today compared to 30 years ago, you are lost. You're delusional. It's a completely different world we're living in. You're a relationship lasting back then, that was a 50-50 relationship versus one lasting today, two completely different things. Because of hypergamy, which is a woman always wanting to go up to the best that she can. This is a very natural thing that women have always done. But because of that, it's always going to be like now today with the internet, hypergamy is very, very huge. It wasn't a big deal 30 years ago because the options weren't right there in front of her face when she sat down on the couch getting out her iPhone. It's a completely different world that we live in now. You need to stop comparing. Like, you should never try to compare or try to have a life like how your family was, because we're living in a whole new world now. And that's the big issue today, is a lot of people are like, oh, I want to have what my parents had, or I want to have this. We're not living in the same world as them. It's not even close to the same. You have to date, you have to marry, you have to do everything completely differently now. Everything is different.
I think if we actually practice what we preached, then maybe things would change. If people that are saying they want relationships like their parents, if they actually dated that way, and if women would stop pandering that we need to be beat all the time and we need to have the snatch waists and we need to have the 32-inch all the way down our butt cracks and all this other stuff, because men go for that. It's end of story.
The reason why it's all fucked up is because women aren't traditional anymore. Men would love. Yeah, you're right. They can't be providers, but why can't they be providers? Like, we need to peel the layers back and point the finger at the right thing. Point the finger at the financial system that's causing them to be broke. It's like, so that's why they're not providers. But why are women not traditional anymore? It's because they want to sleep around. Y'all have all the options in the world, and very few can handle it. Very few are having the responsibility of all the internet and actually doing it correctly. Like, it's like he says in Spider-Man, like, with great responsibility or with great power comes great responsibility. Okay, y'all have all the power in the world. Women have all. Ben. Yeah, Uncle Ben. Y'all have all the power in the world, and most women are squandering it. They're sleeping with a Chad after Chad after Chad after Chad, Tyrone after Tyrone after Tyrone. This is normal shit today. Oh, was one of them Tyrone? I'm just kidding.
Can you give your definition of a traditional woman?
Hey, let's pause real quick before we actually continue this chat. Go ahead and get the likes up for us, please.
Yeah, get the likes up, please, y'all. And I'll do super chats in just a second after her question. You said, what was that again? You said.
Can you give your definition of what a traditional woman is?
A traditional woman is a woman that is chaste, hasn't been sleeping around, isn't
a virgin or chaste.
No, like, I would say just a lower number today, because obviously you're not going to find a virgin today. It's very, if a guy is shooting for that, he's shooting for the fucking moon. It's very rare. He's very lucky if he's going to find it. So I would say guys just want a woman that isn't a hoe and isn't having 10, 20 plus bodies, because that's normal today. That's a normal
what a
thing.
Traditional woman is.
I would say tradition is somebody that doesn't sleep around and is also very respectful to her man and also does all the complimentary things. That is what a traditional woman is. Like, but how many women are just the first thing, like I was bringing up, just the sexual thing? Most women are not traditional, period, today, and it's because of the sexual shit. And like I told y'all last time, the statistics show after 5 bodies, your happiness in marriage drastically goes down. After 10 bodies, it goes down even more. You're talking about a very, very low statistic chance of you having a happy marriage just because you slept with over 10 people. It's that bad. and like you can sit there and make that face as much as you want, but go and then do you know like divorces? I want to know, did you file your divorce or did he file his divorce?
I filed.
You filed? Okay, women file 80% of the time. Now, would you say that's because just men are shitty and women always have to? Yeah, it's because women have more options. You're more likely to want to file because you can easily leave a relationship and find another one.
I can't speak for other people. I know why I filed mine.
Yeah.
But like you said, and I think that's the problem. When you start talking statistics, then you start bubbling.
Well, because we're always gonna talk in general about the majority. Like this is a show in front of the YouTube of the world. You know, like we're never gonna sit there and try to pinpoint one thing on one person because who gives a shit about that? That's actually something that I get in a lot of trouble for on the internet, is because I'm sitting here trying to tell people to have relationships when there's a very small chance of you being successful at it. There's a very small chance of being successful, and a lot of people like to think, oh, well, everybody else is sleeping around. Everybody else is using online dating. If everybody else is doing it, we should all be doing it, right? And I'm still going to shoot for the small percentage and say, no, go only cold approach. Go only do personal dating. Only do these things, even though there's a smaller percentage chance of it being, of it working, So I'd like to talk in general, but at the same time, I do a lot of things that are super low percentage chance of it actually happening.
Was your girlfriend a traditional woman?
Yeah, she's extremely traditional.
Yeah, you definitely weren't here whenever she was making that cardigan sweater for his daughter.
Yeah,
in the green room for the past couple weeks.
It's cute. It's pink.
Oh, she's working on it right now?
Oh, she's working on a different one.
Okay, but what does that mean? Because I crochet.
Yeah, and that's
she's complimentary to his life.
Well, like that's a good thing. Like you should always keep that up, and that's something that you should lead with because it is complimentary. It is something. It is showing that you're good at something that's going to provide value to that man in the future. I definitely think that is a traditional thing. But once again, if you've slept with 10, 20 dudes, you're not very traditional in that aspect. Like you can have certain aspects where you're very traditional, where you're like, I'm super complimentary, or I'm going to do these things really well for him, like cooking and cleaning or whatever. But if you're a hoe, or if you're somebody that like can't pair bond to the guy anymore because you slept with so many Chads and Tyrones or something like that, or like y'all you get with him and the sex is horrible, or like you're kind of just putting up with everything and you're just with him even though y'all never have sex or something like that, that's never going to work. Like there's a lot of you know how many marriages are dead bedrooms right now? I forgot the percent. I was just reading about it earlier, but it was a high number. It was like 30 or 40% of marriages have dead bedroom right now. That's an insane number. And you know why that happens? It's two things. From the video I watched earlier, it's because after a woman has the second child, she's less likely to usually want to have sex. But it's also because if you've slept around at all in your past, you're not going to want to have that same sexual desire with your man. If two people are virgins, they get together, a man and a woman, they're going to love having sex with each other because they've never experienced anything else. They're going to like sex is always a special thing between them. But it's not a special thing whenever you sit there and you give it to everybody else, and you're not building the same bond that you used to build the first and second time you were having sex. And that's really it's really sad because like I know y'all want love, like everybody wants love. I truly believe everybody wants a relationship and wants love, but whenever you sit there and you devalue yourself and you get yourself to the point where you can't even love the same that you did on the first, I know that you know deep in your heart the guy that you loved the very first time compared to the guy the 10th or whatever time is completely different. It's completely different, and that you ruined it for your future husband when you do something like that. That's just what I think. Sorry, going in on you.
Were you saying loved or make love with? What were you saying? Like the first man that you love?
Yeah, like the very first man that you love, you'll never have that same feeling again after like he breaks your heart. Like it's never gonna be like that again. Or maybe I'm wrong. Do y'all think that you've had the same love again after the first time?
I feel like it's a good thing that it's different because I was a different woman back then.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want it to be the same anyway.
I agree.
Yeah.
Once again, though, remember, experience is not a good thing for a woman. Y'all got a guy with scars is sexy. A woman with scars is not sexy. It's just the truth. I'm sorry. It's just the truth.
Experience is not a good thing.
I'll explain to you why. Because say like you've gone on a bunch of vacations. Say like, because that's a normal thing today. Women love to go on trips and shit. Y'all love to go places. If you've gone to all these places and say like you get with a guy who grinded for his first 10 years. He went to college. He got a really good job. He's making $150K a year. He's 30 years old. Okay. That whole time he's been grinding hard as fuck, saving money. He wasn't going on vacations because he didn't have the ability he didn't have the privilege to do something like that. Since y'all are young women, y'all can get flown out from 20 to 30 by multiple different types of guys. Miami, whatever. There's so many guys that will fly y'all. There's so much easier for y'all to have those experiences. If you were a 30-year-old guy and one of these girls that's 24, 25, say, and she's already gone to Cancun. She's gonna experience all this stuff. And you go to like plan a trip with her. And she's like, yeah, let's go here. I've been here before. I've already experienced. Yeah, let's go here. that doesn't make him feel good, because what makes us feel good as a man is that we want to have those first time experiences with you. We want to build that bond with you and that first time to be with you. Why would we want to go to Cancun and you'd be like, yeah, I went over here, and the whole time we're gonna be thinking,
Like, what did
man,
she do
what
over
the
there?
yeah,
Who flew you out? Who flew you out? And did he smash me? Flew you out? That's the first thing we're thinking.
That's all we're thinking about. Like, experience is a killer for whether it's sexual experience, whether it's vacation experience,
Go somewhere
any
else.
experience is bad. Yeah. I mean, and that's what they're gonna do. And like, but that, like I said, if y'all want to settle for the betas and the simps, go for it. Like, there's millions of them. There's tons of those guys out there that will take y'all, and y'all can go on girl trips every 6 months. He'll never care at all. He'll pay for it. He'll pay for you and your girls to go. There's tons of those guys. If y'all like those guys and y'all want to do that, go for it. But I just don't think you're gonna be happy with them. That's just my opinion.
I just feel like, again, I'm 30.
Mhm.
You know, I've with the military alone, I've traveled.
Yeah.
So does that?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Does that count against me? And I know we're speaking generally,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, I can't speak in a generalized tone.
Yeah.
But I've been places.
Yeah.
Not because somebody flew me out.
Yeah, I think you
also-
have a higher leverage because you could say that. Like, you could be like, well, yeah, I went here, but it was because I was
Yeah.
working, you
But I
know?
also have family. My family likes to travel. My parents like to travel. My cousins like to travel. Like,
Fill in the blanks.
I'm around family who has enough money to say, hey, we want to go to Vegas. Let's go to Vegas. And it has nothing to do with another man.
But then now I want to go to Vegas with my man. Like, man,
Yeah, well,
I just went here
like
with my
I said,
family.
there's tons of guys out here that probably wouldn't care. Like I said, there's tons of them. But I would call them betas or simps. But I'm just telling you, the high value men, the guys that want to have a younger woman so they have good, healthy babies and shit like that. Those are the only guys. And like I said, if you're not shooting for those guys, who cares? You know,
So I have
like,
a
it doesn't even
question.
matter.
So if you want to take your girlfriend on a vacation, right?
Mhm.
But you went on that vacation with somebody very, very, you just went to like another area.
Mhm.
Does that not count as the same thing? Why are men allowed experiences and women are not?
I'll explain
Because
to
you
you
have to
why.
earn it.
Because first of all, it's earned. First of all, it is earned. Yeah, because if you just get flown out just because you're a pretty girl and you're 20 years old, it's completely different. So the guys
On
earned.
the aspect of someone like me.
Yeah.
So I just want to, just because if we're going to have the conversation of you trying to change my mind,
Mhm.
try to focus on someone
I'll
like
explain.
myself.
I'll explain to you why. So the thing is, if I took my girl out on vacation, I've already been there.
Mhm.
I look more attractive. You got to understand, men and women are complete opposites in so many things. If I have gone say I've gone to Cozumel and I take her on a really good 4-wheeler ride, or I take her on this really cool excursion that's going to, I can't really describe Cozumel, but just a really good trip, or like, say you go to the Maya temples or you do something really fun. And the only reason why that's easy is because I've already gone and done it. I'm going to look more attractive to her because I'm a leader and a man that I know exactly how to handle the situation. It looks even better for you. Y'all got to understand, experience makes a man look way more valuable because experience is what makes a man. Like, once again, we are the opposites. You got to
But
stop
how
seeing us
does-
as the exact
How
same.
does experience not make a woman?
Because, like I said, sexual experience, those vacation experience, like, a guy wants a woman with youth because we want to experience stuff with you that you've never experienced before. Whether that's sex, whether that's vacations, whether that's children, we want to be the first to experience
because
things
you're
with
worried
you.
about what everybody else has done with me. That's the problem. Like, why are you even thinking about that?
Because men have been insecure about this for 300,000 years. We're Homo sapiens, so we're always
You
since.
better get over it and book this flight. I'm not,
You got to understand, it is
Come on
in
now.
it's in y'all's biology for y'all to want to be hypergamous, which is shoot for the best guy. Y'all want a provider, okay? It's in a man's nature to want youth and beauty because that's how we know that it's our child. You got to understand, there was no way for us to test whose kid was ours. So if it was a young, beautiful girl that was a virgin, we knew this was our kid. We didn't have to worry about whose kid it was. Okay, so that's why you got to understand, all these things go back thousands of years, and it's never going to go away. This is biology. If you're mad about it, get mad at Charles Darwin. You know, like,
I want to make something clear.
Yeah.
I will say, if no one has said it yet out of us three, I will be the first to say it. Men and women are not equal.
yeah,
I
correct.
will say that. We are not equal.
Yeah.
However, being able to tell somebody that, hey, your experiences create value for you just as much as my experiences create value for me, does not necessarily say we're the same. What I'm saying is, the same way that I can look at a man and go, you know what? You've been grinding for the last 10 years in your business. You went from the regular schmegular W-2 employee to now you're doing a 1099 because you're the CEO of that establishment now.
Mhm.
Yes, that's very attractive. The
Mhm.
same way you want to be able to look at me and know that I know how to actually wash your clothes, meaning I know that there's jeans, I know that
This
there's
is something
whites, I
that
know
women
there's
learn at
colors.
13 years old.
But
Okay,
that's
this is very basic things.
But,
That's very
but
basic.
then you move forward. You need to know that God forbid something happens to you. I know how to balance the checks as well. I know how to be able to do that. I need experience in order to do that. You need to know that, hey, you know what? I've taken you to all the places I know and now I'm stuck. Okay, well, maybe I know a few places that you haven't gone yet. So, babe, let's do something different. Let's do something new. And it's because I have experienced it and I believe you will benefit from my experience. That doesn't mean we're the same.
Let me explain something, okay? Everything you just said, it's very true. There's tons of guys that are betas and simps and normal men that would love what you just said. They would love it. But I'm just
Are you
trying to
calling
give
my dad a simp?
No, yes, actually maybe. But it's okay because both of my dads are simps. It's
My
fine.
dad's an alpha.
Hey,
Sorry.
both of my dads are simps. but no, like I'm telling you though, I'm just giving you a perspective of the guys that are up in the top. Okay, now you may not even want these guys, but I'm just trying to show you as a guy who's 6 foot tall, as a guy who makes well into the 6 figures, as somebody that is the chooser in anything that I've ever been in. I'm the one always choosing a relationship. I'm just letting you know how those guys think. Yeah, like I said, you may not even want to be with those type of guys. You may want a normal dude. So it might not mean shit to you. But I'm just telling you, they want a guy with no experience. Yeah.
All I gotta say is get out of your head and get in the line so we can board this plane. Like, don't worry about who I've been with, what I was doing when I was here. Like, I mean,
if y'all are good liars, you might be able to finesse it.
You're gonna think about it like,
though, like, dude, like, you know what? Yes, I've been here.
I'm not lying about anything.
If you haven't, I'm not.
What's your body count then?
My body count?
Yep.
7.
Guys, I just really want y'all to understand how men fit.
Like belongs to the streets.
Right. They're gonna tell you.
But the biggest thing I want y'all to understand though is I'm just trying to give y'all a man's perspective, and that's all it is. Like y'all can disagree with it, y'all can agree with it, you can hate it, you can love it. I'm just trying to tell y'all how men think.
And he can hate that I've been on this island with another man.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to get over it.
We'll go to a different hotel. That's
right.
Let me ask you a question, ladies, real quick. So, do y'all care about a man's future?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So, would it make sense if I told you that men care about a woman's past?
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's how it works. Like y'all care about a man's future, we care about a woman's past. That's
women
just,
need
we're
to care
opposites,
about men's
you know.
past too.
100%.
Yeah, you gotta identify those patterns.
I care about a man's past
To an extent, but the biggest thing is y'all really want a guy, but
care more about the future.
A woman will choose a guy who has a crazy future coming. If he's about to be a millionaire or something like that, regardless of his crazy past. Trust me, there's plenty of guys that are baby daddies that fucking have horrible relationships back to back to back to back, and they still end up with a baddie because they fucking are a millionaire or whatever it is. What a man's future has coming to him is way bigger of a deal to y'all than you think. And that's just the same. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, we care about the past. I'm sorry, but we care a lot about a woman's past. Is there a bunch of simps and betas out here that don't give a fuck though? Yes. There's a giant population of them.
Why do you have to be a simp if you don't care about my past?
I'm just saying that guy probably doesn't get play because guys who get pussy, the guys who actually get women, they're not going to do it. They will pump and dump you. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to give y'all the male's perspective. Y'all can take with it what you want, you know?
That's fine.
So
Men
now
and women are different. We see things different.
Now I want to know.
Want to do the super chats?
Oh yeah, my bad. I totally keep fucking forgetting. My bad, guys. Let's do those. Zora's Lost. We got the 5. Thank you, bro. Ladies, it's your job to retain the man after y'all hook up. We chase until we get the box. The relationship will last if the woman loves the man more. I highly think like the way it works is if y'all choose to do the thing where you sleep with them on the first night, you have to immediately provide way more value than your competition. If there's other women that are trying to get that same dude, if you instantly are in there fucking doing his laundry, helping him out, cooking, like saying, hey, can I come over and cook for you tonight? If you're instantly doing all that shit and trying to provide value in his life, I think that he will snatch because he'll go, wow, this girl didn't just fuck me. She's actually trying to do more. I should hold her down.
But then there's dudes.
By the way, no girl can fuck me. I fuck a girl.
He can be like, nah, she desperate. She don't respect herself. Oh, that's easy. She gonna do everything.
Those guys, hold on. The guys who do that, the guys who are like, oh, she's loving me on the first night. She's a hoe. I promise you, he rarely sleeps. He rarely gets sex because a guy who gets a lot of sex, he knows that a girl sleeping on the first night, I mean, she down as fuck for his ass.
Okay, but what
She
I was
knows.
saying about that, though, building up for her, is yes, a girl can show that desire that she wants to go over and fold your clothes and stuff like that, but he could still have a whole nother woman on
Because
the
he
side.
may not see value.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
just depends
Because
on
you got to add more value then.
You need to
So,
make sure
but
that
what
the
if it's
guy
a
is either
man-
a relationship type or that you provide more value than anybody
Exactly.
else.
How am I
Because
supposed
if
to
he
know
only
that,
cares
though?
about
Now I gotta get to
sex.
Because
know
you don't know what
like,
men want. You got to understand your man.
You got to start learning men.
Study
If
him.
y'all
have to learn.
Study
You
the
have to
man
be
that you
around
want to
the
be
man.
with.
and here's the thing. I don't
Exactly.
I don't expect y'all to understand. The thing is, I don't expect y'all to understand men really well because if I were in y'all's shoes and I was getting tons of DMs a day and I lived in this age where there's so many opportunities out here as a woman, I would be the same. I wouldn't give a fuck what men thought or what men wanted. Because why? When I have all these guys coming to me and they just want to know what I want, why would I even care about what a man wants?
Because all
So
of
I
these
get
men
it.
are not quality men.
Exactly.
So-
So I hope y'all would like to know what quality men want, and I'm trying to tell y'all those things. The only thing is sometimes y'all are like, I don't agree with that. I don't think that's what a quality man wants, but it's like, damn, it's just the
Well,
truth.
no, I think you're
There's a
getting
lot
it
of details.
confused. You're getting confused with us saying that we disagree versus there are men who use that as a ploy. It's not.
Yeah.
the same thing.
No, I agree. I tell
I'm
y'all all
not-
the
I'm
time.
not
It's
gonna
definitely
say-
true. But
Like
there's
they're trying to
situations where it's
finesse y'all.
Not true. So.
Yeah, that's what we're not saying that what you're saying is inherently wrong. What we're saying is, yeah, it may have worked for you and your girlfriend, which, by the way, you guys are a great, cute couple.
Thank you.
But it does not work like that all the time. Like you said, it's Russian roulette for us to do that. But then you can't say that you want us to get to know men in order to learn these things when we have to be around you to know these things. So if I sleep with you the first night, guess what? Yeah, he's not wrong. Once you know the relationship is established or situationship or whatever ship you want to call it, once those soul ties are
Started.
tied,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's my job just as much as it's your job, like I said, to keep that balance there. However, while I'm folding your clothes, the girl who came before me washed your clothes.
Mhm.
And the girl before her put your clothes in the hamper.
Yeah.
So if I don't know these things, you call a man a simp for the exact same reasons of what you're asking women to do. You're asking us to put everything into it without knowing if we're going to get it in return.
The big issue is vetting. There's so many red flags that y'all will see on a first date, and it will go right over your head.
I thought my ex-husband, I promise you, everything that you have described as an alpha male, you've met my ex-husband. Everything that you described as an alpha male, I promise you, within the first year, that is what I got from him as an alpha male. Once that comfortability really set in, and once he got comfortable, all of that started to go away.
Them yellow flags
And all
turned
that
red
beta
quick.
stuff that you're talking about, that started to pop up. So yeah, it sounds good to say that, yeah, we have to vet and we have to search for the red flags. But if somebody is good at hiding those red flags and they're good at presenting, then we're going to fall for it because, like you said, nature versus nurture. Our nature is to say, hey, you look like somebody I can procreate with. My uterus is telling me things.
Mm-hmm.
So my uterus is telling me, from what I see, you have good genetics. So if we have a child together, this is what my child may have and what it may look like.
Mm-hmm.
If you have intelligence, which hopefully you do, that lets me know that my child will be hopefully intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a business savvy person, you can teach my child how to be a business savvy person. If you're good with your hands, all of these things are things that you see when you're on your first date.
Mm-hmm.
However, 3 months later, 6 months later, hence the 30, 60, 90, then you start to see where those faults really start to come in, because comfortability allows you, like women, us, yeah, first date, we making sure that we look like a 10. Absolutely. But after, they say it all the time, after a year, you seeing this bonnet? You seeing these bags?
Not even
So no,
a year,
I-
baby.
Temples, like,
I
give me
agree.
a
I agree with you, but here's the difference that so I think that there's tons of men, like I talk about though in that bracket, the betas and the simp guys, they won't make a lot of those mistakes though. Okay. Like I agree with you. If you shoot up for a certain kind of guy, you're rolling the dice. You're rolling the dice of if he's going to stay the way that he's supposed to, if he's going to be the type that's a cheater later on because maybe he's attractive and he's 6 foot or whatever it is and he's able to get girls. You're rolling the dice if you shoot above. Okay. That's why I try to say go for the average. There's tons of these average dudes out here that are so happy to just get a girl, that are so happy to just have a woman. They will perfectly take care of y'all like you're like the queen y'all want sometimes, but they're not attractive. They're not. They might not be the height, or they might not have the income. So that's the big issue. Like, it's all about your choice. Like, if you want to choose an average dude, I'm telling you, you would be very happy. But most women don't want the average guy. Y'all shoot for the above average guy. He ends up having options, or he ends up becoming an asshole because. Did you try to do 50-50 with this man?
Absolutely.
Oh,
fact,
well,
it was more than 50-50.
Well, I'll tell you exactly why everything failed then, right there.
When I tell you, it started off 50-50, right? Because that's how I was raised.
What did I tell you, though?
You're a product of your environment, right? So then I had to take into consideration where he was from. I'm from New York. He was from South Carolina. So that right there's cultural differences. So then I tried to adapt to those cultural differences. I tried to become that perfect housewife, but then he wanted different things like finances. I had to make sure that my finances were good. So I went ahead and said, okay, that's what you want? You got it.
I
My finances are straight.
understand your whole issue then.
He wanted me to cook. He wanted me to clean. He wanted me to take care of his child. He wanted me to have my finances. He wanted me
everything
to keep my
you're
body
saying
right.
is extremely obvious why it failed.
No, he didn't want me to be, he wanted me to be gorgeous, but not too gorgeous to where I attract other people. He didn't, everything that he wanted, he contradicted at some point.
No, see, I could totally hear everything coming out. You're not seeing the big picture at all. You're so in denial over the big picture of how this really happened. What did I tell you about your parents? I told you that worked for them, and that won't work now. Look what happened. You tried to make it fucking work, and it failed. And you know why? Because it's not the same. It is not 20 years ago. You cannot do 50-50 with a guy today and then try to be equal and everything. It doesn't fucking work. It does not work.
That I tried to switch
She
that?
did try to adapt to
what I'm saying is, but no, you said that he still was asking for you to financially provide while doing the traditional wife stuff.
No, I initially put in 50-50.
Okay.
Then as I got to learn him more, I started realizing, all right, 50-50 is not working. So I'm going to take myself out of my social norms and I'm going to adapt to his social norms. And
you stopped doing 50-50?
Correct.
Okay.
Then it started turning into, okay, well, I'm going to put a little bit more into this. Okay, he's more interested in this. I'll put more into that. Okay,
what do you mean? I'm confused.
Well, that's, you weren't listening.
When did 50-50 start?
Yeah.
50-50 started at the beginning, which is ironically how I got him.
Yes. Yeah. That's a big red flag. Massive red flag. Good.
Not at all.
No. So the fact that you don't think that was a red flag is the problem here. If you ever go into another relationship saying, yay, he wants to do 50-50, you fucked up. You made a big fucking mistake because that was a giant red flag.
Well, remember what I said by 50-50. That chase, you keep it even.
That is how she grew up to see.
Even.
But what I'm trying to tell y'all, just because you grew up, I saw that too. What I'm trying to say though is that's not what works though. Like, you gotta understand, we're in a whole different age. Just because you saw that doesn't mean that that's what's gonna work. Now, I'm trying to give you advice so if you ever do this again, you don't end up with another guy who immediately brags about wanting to do 50-50 with you.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a big issue.
But again, that was what got me to him ended up ironically becoming a problem because, like you said, most alpha males don't want the 50-50. They want to be the provider. They want to be the hierarchy of the household.
Yes.
So I took a step back.
And then you said that something about the beauty thing. What
Correct.
was so? Peel back on that real quick.
So it turns into an aspect of your man always is going to want to be attracted to you. However, he also doesn't want a bunch of other men coveting his wife.
Of course. Now,
100%.
Okay. So how were you getting attention that was pissing him off?
So I work out.
Okay.
There are men out there that go to the gym that find women who work out attractive. So when you go to places where there's an abundance of something, then that person becomes like, again, I was in the army. I was in a company of 250 people. Out of 250 people, 30 of them were women. So
I need to know, like, how did he get mad or insecure about the gym thing? Like, what happened specifically?
Because I would go to the gym and I would make friends with other lifters that were men because most of the lifters there were men.
Why are you making friends with men when you're in a relationship, a marriage at that?
I was competing.
What do you mean you were competing?
I was a powerlifter.
Like powerlifting.
Okay. But you can still not be friends with those guys. Like, you realize that, like,
create a community with those people. The same way that my ex-husband was in the military and he had females that he was around that he became. In fact, one of my best friends, I met her through him.
Okay, if I used to play professional paintball. Okay, so whenever I played paintball, say like there's some girl teams that are just all girls. Now say I like to go all the time and I would go and practice and there's all these girls teams, and I spend a lot. Maybe I start coaching one of them, okay, and I start spending a lot of time on one of these girls teams, and my girl is like, I don't like that. Like that kind of bothers me. I wouldn't do it. I would stop doing it immediately, and I wouldn't even be associated with that group of girls. I would go and start playing at a whole nother park if my team would do it. Because why would I sit there and try to make my girl insecure and try to sit there and think that it's okay to have a relationship like that with people? It's especially as a guy, I actually think I'm allowed to do this, because a guy who actually just has friends that are girls, he's actually going to like really control himself. Where a woman, though, yes, because a woman, because of hypergamy, it's not even, it could just be one failure and you're going to end up acting on your hypergamy.
So do you think men and women can't be
yes,
friends?
Yeah. Men and women should not be friends if you're in a relationship. If you're married, you should not have guy friends. You should absolutely have zero guy friends if you're married.
What about
so
the friends
absolutely
that I had
not.
before the marriage?
It doesn't matter. You tell them I'm married now, and if they don't respect that, you know how many girls I have that are my friends that are girls, and as soon as I got into a serious relationship, they understood. I'm in a serious relationship. We're not hanging out, going to the bar anymore. We're not doing this shit no more. I have a girlfriend. You gotta understand, shit ends when you get in a relationship. You have a relationship that you care about. Do you care about those friends or your fucking partner?
I care about my partner, but
I have
God
boundaries.
dang, like these are my
Who is
friends.
going to take you to the next level to where you're actually going to be a successful millionaire one day? Is it your partner or the person that you're lifting with every other week?
I'm not going to go out with my guy friends if I'm in a relationship. However, I can't in the middle of the day. It's not like it's 10 p.m. and it's a secret, but like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my friend says after a month of not talking, "Hey, how you been?" and talk to me for 10 minutes on
Once
the phone.
again, we're going to need to go back to something. Are men and women the same?
No,
I've said that.
Okay. If they're not the same, then that if you can agree with that, then you can understand that men should have certain privileges and women have certain privileges.
I think
Okay,
with
and the
boundaries.
privilege of having a
With
guy.
boundaries.
If y'all think
If you
okay,
wanna
If you
hang
can
out
make
with- yeah.
boundaries, then that's fine. If I tell my man,
and
you know
and
what,
let me explain
Miles,
something. This is how it works. Is it is boundaries. My girl understands that she can go hang out with guys. There's a boundary though. She wants to go hang out with guy friends. The relationship's over immediately. That's all
That's
it
not
is.
a boundary.
Yes,
That's
it is.
an
That is a
ultimatum.
boundary.
It's an
If you
ultimatum.
cross this line, yes, that is a boundary.
That's an
If she wants to
ultimatum.
go to the club, that is a boundary.
You know what?
You want to go to the
that's a
club?
boundary he set.
Yes, that is a
So,
boundary. If you cross
in
this
a
boundary, the relationship is
relationship,
over. That's all it is.
In specific different relationships though, if I tell my man, you know what, I've had this friend since I was a kid. I'm not trying to let my friend go. Yes, I'll stop going hanging out with him. I'll stop talking to him. You know, if he has a girl issue and he want to call me at 11 o'clock, you know what? That's
Why
a no.
should your guy be
But
okay with you hanging out with a guy that would fuck you if he could?
That's not what I'm
because-
saying.
Wait,
No,
wait.
I'm not
Answer.
saying. No,
Answer.
wait,
Time
no.
out,
Answer.
real quick, pause. Because I heard you said if I have a guy friend. We're not talking about if, should, coulds, maybes, all that other shit. We're going to talk about real life here.
Oh,
I have a
So-
guy friend, Miles Butler. Shout out, Miles.
Yeah.
Miles
Okay.
is
And
sitting
if
on
your
the bench
boyfriend
right now.
said, "I don't want you hanging out with him at all," texting him anything, okay, I don't want none of that, because that guy has been wanting to fuck you for 15 years.
Facts.
And if you
gave him a chance.
you would give up your relationship with the guy that you really care about over that kid that is literally trying to fuck you. That you might have known him your whole life, but he just wants to fuck. He only wants to
This
fuck.
man-
Y'all are in denial that
This
men
man
only
has a
want to fuck
whole
y'all.
We do
woman.
not think
Y'all
like
are-
y'all.
No,
so
I
Exactly,
don't think
yeah,
so.
because y'all are women.
This
Men want to
man
fuck
has-
all the time.
Bro.
Women don't. So y'all assume that men aren't these man whores, but they are. They want to fuck you.
That's
If a
right.
guy is your friend,
If
he wants
he's
to
gonna
fuck.
Call me,
He wants to fuck.
If
That's
he's
not true.
calling me,
No.
telling me his
That's the
girl
truth.
problems about him and his girl that have been together for 3 years,
you gonna
I'm
break the
sorry.
table.
That's making me mad because I don't like when people say that I can't have a guy friend while I'm in a
Well,
relationship.
so
If-
Hey, that's fine. You want to be
No.
single or choose a simple betas? You can do it.
I can
Yeah.
make
You
a
can do it.
boundary with
You
my
can-
man though, because if my man has a,
I'm telling you how high value men think, okay? High value men do not deal with women with guy friends. You want to be with one of those normal dudes, he will let you have your guy friend forever. You can text him all you want. I'm telling y'all how high value men see shit, and we do not do fucking women with guy friends
It sounds
because
like
they want to fuck
high-valued
you.
men are highly insecure. Because I have a best
That was
friend.
Okay, it's
I
called.
have-
Let me.
no, wait.
It's
I
called
have-
mate guarding.
I have
It
a-
is called
not even
mate
high-value.
I have
guarding.
a best friend, Stefan Marsland, since we're shouting out besties.
Hey.
Whole government names.
So
like,
Stefan is somebody I've known since I was like 15-ish. And ironically, his now wife, who they have a daughter together, I joke about it all the time. I hooked him up with his wife. His wife and I were friends.
Mhm.
And so I hooked him up with her. Do we talk every single day? No. But the minute they decided that they had a wedding date, he immediately called me. It didn't matter what time it was. When I was going through some issues and he was going through some issues, we called each other. We talked to each other. And it wasn't just about issues. It would literally be calling just to say, hey, how are you? How's everything been? How's the family?
Click,
his family knew
and that's
me.
it.
My family knew him. Exactly. When he had his daughter, I was one of the first people to find out that his wife was pregnant. I was literally the first 5 people to know that his wife was even pregnant. They hadn't even announced it yet. So yes, if I get into a relationship with a man that tells me that a man that I have been best friends with for 15 years, who I've been to his wedding, who I've known about his daughter, I hooked him up with his wife, all of these things, yeah, we got a problem because you're so insecure that you're going to believe that a man whose wife that I know, who I'm very close with, and we hang out just as much as me and him hang out, you're going to tell me that I can no longer be friends with this person? You're insecure, and that's your issue.
I'll explain to you why everything you just said is completely irrelevant. Because once again, who's putting the ring on somebody's finger? If y'all want a guy that is valuable, I'm telling you what a valuable
you're
man.
Not valuable.
Okay, look. If you think that is insecurity for a guy to mate guard and protect his relationship, you know how many breakups happen today? You know how many fucking divorces happen today because of women being hypergamous?
You
it has
should
nothing
not
to do
marry
with
somebody you do not trust.
Do you know that women can be fully great? I literally posted a video today on Instagram, and it was a Christian woman who said she was getting torn apart in the comments, getting dragged like crazy because all she said was that she doesn't post selfies because her husband goes and works 14 days out of town. And she doesn't post a selfie because she doesn't want the devil even trying to tempt her. Oh, I know the devil. It's such a fucking wrong thing.
Oh, no,
That's
I was
great.
raised Catholic. So.
I mean, but why would you laugh at something like that? You
I'm
think that it's
laughing.
not temptations when guys are trying to slide in and talk to your girl all day long when her husband is out of town
If
working?
you're
I
with
don't
an
have to
attractive
reply.
man, so yes or no, at least for you guys, would you go for an attractive man?
Yes.
Would you prefer your man to be attractive?
Yes.
Don't you find it just a little bit of an ego boost when you catch other women looking at your man?
Yeah, it feels good. When
Yeah,
you go out
because
with
it's
your
men and
man.
women
extremely
are the
attractive.
same.
Hold on, no. What you just gave an example of is something we all very much know in this space. It's called pre-selection. Women love men that other women like.
Right.
So yeah, but men are not the fucking same. It is the opposite. It is the opposite.
Here's where I'm
So-
getting at. We would prefer men to be. We don't mind our men being coveted. Here's the problem: if you can be easily coveted, that is the problem. I don't mind women looking at you because at the end of the day, I know you could walk into a strip club and walk out of there clean.
You're preaching to the choir. Like, this is something we preach all the time. We
Right.
know that women like guys that can get other
So
girls.
what
We
I'm
know
saying-
that. That's a fact. It's the opposite for men, though. So your example is completely null and void.
It
It makes
shouldn't
no
be.
sense.
It
Oh,
shouldn't be.
I know it shouldn't be, but life is sexist. Reality is sexist.
So you're
That's how
pandering
shit
sexism?
is.
I want to hear what Alicia.
That
Or do
is
you wanna
life.
change it?
Life is sexist.
You can change it.
No, you can't.
we
You can't change
This
biology.
is going on forever.
What is wrong with this? Is what's wrong with the world today? Is we're all trying to change biology. This is evolutionary biology. Take it up with Charles Darwin. Like, why are you mad? Like, why are people mad about how the world actually is? The facts.
Yeah.
Like, why are you mad? Like, why do you push so hard against the truth?
You can't change it, right?
Yes,
Didn't you
the
just-
world is
Didn't
sexist.
you just acknowledge that our parents had a different relationship dynamic than us?
That has nothing
So
to
that
do
means
with
that
this.
millennials changed what the boomers had going on. So that means that you can change the dynamic. If
You're
you
talking
want to.
about one situation, and just because it worked for them, and just because it worked for them, doesn't mean that works for everybody. This is a very exception to the rule. You're pointing at a personal thing that happened to you personally, and saying, "Look, this is an example. It must be true." No, let's look at statistics and see the real truth.
I want to hear what she has.
Yeah, I want to hear what Alicia got to say.
Well, before we, zoomed past it, using your example again. So you said that when you don't want other people looking at your woman or whatever, or like
Other
what
people
was the
could totally look at my woman. I would love to go out and she can wear the most hoe thing ever at the club, and I want every guy knowing
And
that's
you'll be
my
okay
fucking
with
girl.
that.
Hell yeah, because that's my girl. But if she gotta go out to the club wearing that thing without me? Hell no.
But you should know what
Hell
type of
no.
woman you have. Like, okay, she's gonna have people
Here's
looking at her.
once
and they're not
again,
gonna feel her.
it's a boundaries thing. I have boundaries set up. If she wants to cross the boundary, she's more than welcome to. The relationship's over, though.
She's not gonna
That's
cross
it.
the boundary though. You should be
Exactly.
able to trust her to do that.
Well,
right?
no, she's the type of person where she's just not going to cross the boundary. She's a wifey. She's a good woman.
Right.
I don't like now. Is there tons of girls though that as soon as you lay that boundary down, they're like, "Fuck no, I would never do this." And that's fine. Those women can go do that, but they might be mad and single at a certain age. You never know. Maybe they'll be happy. Is there anything else before we go to the next super
Oh
chat?
yeah.
Yeah, let me just do the next super chat. Or is that it right there?
That was the. We got to keep going. We got quite a few other super chats. This is the next one.
DC the Beast with the 5. Ask them who their female role model is. It will tell you if they are more conservative or liberal feminist. Who's your biggest female role model? She's like Candace Owen. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I love
A
Candace.
female
Oh my
role
gosh,
model.
get a life.
A female role model, someone I look up to.
Yeah.
Someone y'all may not know who she is, and I don't think I'm gonna pronounce her name correctly. But do y'all know who Vashiti Kola is?
No idea.
She's like multi-business owner woman. She works with Pharrell.
Okay.
So like very talented, very humble, very down to earth. You know, businesswoman.
You want to be a
boss, all that.
businesswoman, boss,
Yeah,
a boss babe.
I like her.
What about you?
My mama.
Your mama?
Once again, Miss Tiff, shout out. She was killing the game.
That's
She
a
was
good.
little
That's a
kid.
good role model.
I would have to say, as cheesy as it is, it would be my mom. But also, as far as like an actual influencer, it would have to be between two people. Her name's Patricia Bright. She's in the UK. She's a Nigerian woman out there, very very high fashion and beauty guru, and Jackie Aina.
Oh, I know
I
who
don't know.
Jackie is.
I
Did
don't
you
know
say
if
your
either
mom
of
though first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know either of those names though. Yeah, go to the next one. Zoro's Lost, $5. Thank you, bro. A boss babe in their late 20s and older has been lied by feminism society and turned into the masculine, independent men they always wanted to marry, date. Yes, they did turn into men. I'm sorry. It's okay. The men turn into women too, so it's equal.
No, I still need a man.
Can I ask a question about this though?
Yeah, go in.
If a woman decides to become a doctor, does that make her non-traditional?
Technically,
Because in history, yes, it started off men need to be doctors. Men know more than women. Women should not be a doctor.
I think there's some great
However-
women doctors. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. Yeah.
But if a woman does that same schooling, being a doctor is schooling. Yes, you have to learn everything. Like you have
I think
to be
it's a
able to learn.
great thing. Like, I think that you should go through your career. And they're like, no, I don't. I'm not against any of those things. I just think that if you choose that route, you should accept certain realities of the world. That maybe you won't have the guy that you truly want, or maybe it might. Remember what I told you: the more income a woman makes because of hypergamy, because of the 58% rule, the higher up your income goes. If you're making 150K a year, you could try really hard to sell for that guy that might be really cool that makes 100K or 80K or something like that. But your hypergamy might kick in at a certain point, and you might kind of get annoyed about the fact making less than you. Now, I might be wrong. You might be an exception to the rule. You might be. But I'm just telling you what statistics say.
If I'm around other people in my wealth bracket and I'm a single person and I'm around other wealthy people in my wealth bracket, I'm gonna go for the people in my wealth bracket. Right?
Yeah, but remember the like as you go up, the percentage gets smaller. Like think about how many guys make $100,000 a year. Women out earn men now in major cities. So you got to realize there's less and less men that make that income that you want. Now you're right. If you're around those type of people, but just don't forget at the wedding party, that doctor that you're looking up to, that's a 32 or 33-year-old or whatever it is, he might be showing up to the Christmas party with a hot little 23-year-old model. You never know because.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
You know
all.
what I mean?
But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like you just have to accept reality and whatever reality gives you. You know, that's all I'm trying to teach y'all. Zoro's Lost with the $2. Simp equals sucker that idolizes mediocre pussy. Yes, it is, man. It is a sucker that idolizes mediocre pussy. $10 from Ombre of the House. Attractive, successful, faithful. You only get 2 for your husband. Also, does he need to be a handy around the house? Yeah, we'll ask that right after. Attractive, successful, or faithful. You can only pick 2 of these, ladies. Only pick 2. Which one of those 3?
Successful and faithful.
Successful and faithful.
So he can be ugly.
He can be ugly.
I've dated some ugly boys.
What about you?
Same.
Same?
So he can be ugly.
Yeah? Yeah? You gonna say it? Y'all about to get the worst DMs ever tonight from all the ugly dudes if y'all say yes to this
and
one.
you know what? I'm gonna double tap it and I'm not gonna reply.
No, she might not do it. She wants to.
Faithful, successful.
Oh, okay, she's taking ugly too.
Now, when we say
No,
ugly,
she said.
Wait, she said faithful and successful.
Yeah. So hold on. What?
Yeah, ugly. She
Oh, yeah,
wants
okay,
to
yeah,
also. Everybody's taking ugly.
Yo,
today.
shout out to the
Not
ugly
real
guys out there.
Not
Hey,
real ugly.
ugly.
I don't
They
wanna
want
say
y'all.
ugly, but you know, he's not my type.
He can't be
Yeah,
medium ugly. He gonna be like a 4.
okay if he's a 4, but he's successful and faithful. You know,
As long as his teeth are good.
if his teeth look good.
Hey, no, teeth is everything. Our parents' generation cared all about teeth, and I always think it's crazy because everybody's so fake today with veneers. Everybody's gonna have fucked up teeth in 10 years. You'll never know who really is like the good genetics. Also, does he need to be handy around the house, or can he pay for it all? Which one of those do y'all like, a handyman or a guy who pays to get everything done?
I mean, I prefer handy only because that keeps money in our pocket. But at the same time, if you're handy and you're still crappy at it, then I'd rather you pay for it.
Okay.
But I would have to agree 100% on what she just said.
Okay.
Everything.
Well,
I'm okay. He can be handy, but then again, I'm handy too. Like I'm a Bob the Builder ass girl, but I'm okay with a man just paying somebody to do it. Like that's not a
yeah, because it might be more efficient.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's a crescent wrench?
I don't know what that is.
It looks like a crescent. All right, what's the next one? Zora's lost with a 10. Thank you again, bro. Ladies, call your male friends and say, hey, I was talking to my girl and your name came up. They said some good things about you and it got me thinking, how come we never took our friendship to the next level?
Give me my phone right now. Give me my phone.
Yeah.
I will pop it open.
Yeah, like they like to do that
He would
test
cuss me
sometimes.
out.
But like the thing is, like, y'all got to realize, I don't know if I told you this on the last show, but like I have nothing but friends that are girls. Okay, ladies, like I've never had a group of friends that were guys until my paintball team, and then the guys that I know now that are part of the FNF Dallas Discord. But before that, my friend groups were always all women. My best friends my whole life were always women. I've always been close to women when it comes to friendship. So that's why, like, I like a lot of the opinions I have. It's because I've actually spent a lot of fucking time with women, and it's like the statistics just back up everything that I've already been seeing my entire life by spending a shit ton of time with y'all. Like, it's just normal.
Shout out to the Discord. Shout out to Danny.
Hey, did you want to do the video reaction next?
Yeah. Let's do the video reaction. We got a really funny video to do really quick, y'all.
All right. So to start off the video, just to let everybody know in the chat, we're gonna be. This is Chef Don, so shout out to our boy Chef Don.
Shout out to Chef Don.
And he's asking these ladies, what is one green flag that low key turns you off?
A green flag that turns you off.
So
Okay,
we're gonna go
remember
ahead and
that.
watch this video first, and then we're gonna ask the question right after that to you ladies.
What do you mean by that?
I'm okay with doing something smaller that just shows how much you care. Too attached and like close me up all the time.
You're like a guy that's constantly in your phone. No. You like to be in his phone constantly though. So when you blow it up, your phone is fine. But when he blowed up your phone, asking where you at, it's not cool.
That's unattractive.
This is delusional.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that video. So again, to the ladies now, what is one green flag that you would say low key turns you off?
Turns you off. You're just like, man, that's too good of a thing. It's, I don't want them. Yeah, you can go ahead first.
It was mentioned in the video, a homebody, because I want you to have a life outside of me.
Okay.
Like, get out of my face, go talk to your friends, go spend time with them, go out, and then come home. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I was
Get out the
literally
house.
going to say, if you don't like to go out, I'm not going to say I'm a club girl, but every now and then I like to dress
Yes.
up. Let's go
Let's
out.
have some fun, do an
let's
activity.
do something fun. And you like to sit at home, like, bro, come on.
Boring.
Okay.
You're boring.
What about you?
I agree with them, but outside of that, I would have to agree with the one girl that said like simplicity. Now, I'm not the kind of person, I actually get turned off by people that wear designer brands. It bothers me
Okay.
because I feel like at that point
They waste their money.
yeah, your vanity is more like if you drive just because I know the car, if you drive a GT Mustang Shelby
Mm-hmm.
and it's got rims and that thing got an exhaust and that thing flies and it sounds great and you're rocking Gucci from head to toe, but you live in the hood, you got a problem.
That's some red flags, huh?
I would rather you rock Old Navy and be in a reasonable house where everything works. God forbid something breaks, you can pay for a new one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very simplistic.
Yeah, people really don't understand like the IRA, 401k, HSA stuff. Like every dollar you put into one of those things is $7 in 30 years, and a lot of people don't realize that. So they'll buy the Gucci thing that's $100 or whatever, but that's literally $700 you shit You literally just threw away $700. And most people don't see that. I see every dollar I spend as times 7. So like that's why I save really well. But most guys do not think like that at all. It's fucking crazy. I wanted to ask now, why is a man admired for sleeping around versus a girl?
Say the question.
Why are guys more admired when they sleep around versus a woman who is admonished for it?
I feel like he's admired by society because they're like, oh, he can get all these girls. So it's just like
he must be doing something right type of thing.
That's what they think.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think because there's just a stigma that girls are dirty if they have sex with a lot of dudes.
It's just a stigma. A dirty stigma.
Okay, so what if there could be... Let me not do that, but let me not go there. But I do think it's a stigma that just to say that a girl's dirty because she slept with, 20 dudes, and then a guy has slept with 20 girls. Like, how is he? He could have gotten all these types of STDs, and she could have just slept with 20 dudes just because.
Hey, they both could have got all those STDs,
but she didn't.
Oh, well, how'd that happen? She's the one with the any. That don't make no sense.
I'm
just saying she's more likely to get STDs, and it shows that women are more likely because it's an any.
Because
men are careless. Men are reckless.
The men are careless. It's the men's fault, guys.
How can a woman get an STD if a man does not give her an STD?
Literally,
it's all his fault, guys.
You can't breathe.
How do you answer that question though? How does a woman?
I'm just saying, like those things are cesspits. If y'all got some fucking nasties up in there, it's just because y'all are nasty.
Yeah,
because we slept with the man. That was nasty.
Y'all didn't even screen them. You just let them happen.
Yeah. Right. Facts.
But we're supposed to sleep
on the first date, and then I gotta go home and wash your underwear.
Well, that goes back to a vetting issue, though, right?
Yeah, it's a vetting issue.
You can't vet somebody's health records.
Lauren, answer the question.
Yeah, you can make them show up with it. Here, I want to know for why is a man admired for sleeping around versus a girl?
On a sexual aspect, I think women can look at that and go, okay, he has some experience. He may know, hopefully, what he's doing.
That's a good way.
He may be able to find certain things a lot better than somebody who doesn't have as much experience.
Yeah, he knows where the clit is.
Women, because of what you said, men have this hilarious ability to go past and go, she riding it too good. That means she's ridden 60,000 people. Oh, she's sucking it too good. She pulled her hair back in a ponytail. She's a
she's been around.
She's a monster. Like it's crazy. Men will just, instead of enjoying the experience, they're just like, so she did this to that. She did that to just like she flew here, she flew there. Like it's the same concept.
But nowadays they're not gonna call you a hoe. They're gonna call you a freak.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you what certain guys don't like. That's all I'm saying. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring that up though is because I want y'all to understand the real reason why the guy is admired is because that thing that we were talking about, burning genuine desire earlier. That's why he's admired by so many men and so many women is because you got to be doing something right if you can get that burning genuine desire out of multiple girls. That's something that is very hard to achieve. Think about how often you have that real desire for a guy. It's a very rare thing. So whenever a guy can get that from 30, 50 girls, that's fucking crazy because it's just like, damn, like there's nearly 90% or 99% of these guys can't even get close to that. They can only get 2 or 3 girls. How are you doing this?
Women have to be held accountable, though.
Yeah,
for giving it to those guys.
Yeah, because I'll be the first person to say I'm not a feminist.
Yeah,
by definition, I'm not a feminist. However, women do need to be held accountable because we pander to ourselves that the millionaire, the alpha, the man who's highly insecure, these people that we aspire to get, that's what we tell each other. That's what we need. So, of course, if I'm telling her and she's telling her and she's telling all her friends, that's the man to get, then we all get that burning desire once we see what we've been told is the perfect man.
It's that group think.
Correct.
Yeah, women are extremely social, so y'all want what other women have. That's why, like, I would say FOMO really affects women, like, super hard, because if other women are doing it or something like that, it's like, I want to experience it. Y'all are very social, you know? Now we're going to go ahead and try to get down to like the last question tonight. This is new. We normally don't ask this. I want to know, did you learn anything tonight, or was this just like a big waste of time? What was
Yo, shout out to fucking Jose, bro. You always come with the fucking heat in the chat, bro.
Chill on me.
White hoodie girl just trying to remember if she left the iron on.
Dude, he literally has no chill. He'd be saying the worst shit ever.
All the fucking panelists,
oh my god.
Shout out to you, Jose, bro.
It's okay. His beard's painted on.
Yeah. Hey, nah, I like his beard. It looks good. I like his beard. Nah, I like his beard. It
thought
looks
about it.
good.
You said
Jose,
that.
you got a good beard, man. Don't let them hate.
He said your beard is patchy.
Nah, I can't even see the sides. It looks perfect, bro. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start though. Did you learn anything from tonight? Do you think that there was one thing that like you really are going to resonate and it might really affect like your dating in the future?
I would say that there needs to be more of acceptance with women in their past, with the kind of men that they've dated, and taking accountability for the kind of men that they've dated, and understanding what may be a red flag in the past may actually be a green flag, and vice versa.
True. That is a good way to put it. Yeah, because I think that is what happens. There's tons of green flags that y'all think are red flags. Yeah. That was a really good answer, honestly. Good job.
Whenever you're saying accepting accountability, are you talking about us accepting accountability about your past, or you accepting accountability of your own past?
I'd say people in general, but speaking on gender, I say women. A lot of the times, women try to explain away their accountability.
Yeah.
We try to say,
or blame it on astrology signs.
So like dance around taking accountability.
Hey, I know I'm never dating an Aquarius ever again.
Wait, do you believe in astrology?
To an extent.
Oh no.
To an extent.
Be careful.
But at the
Be
same
careful.
time, I will say that, women were held to a higher standard with that accountability. But I will say that there are plenty of women who write it off like, oh, I'm pretty. It's fine. Whatever I did wrong, it'll be washed away once I step out in my hoochie dress and I'm good to go.
Yeah, there's a million options out here. Who gives a shit? Yeah. No, that was a really good answer, I think. What about for you? What's something that you might have learned tonight that you're going to take away?
I honestly just think
The world is sexist.
I've been knew that. What? I've been knew that. But I would say just seeing from a male's perspective what they think a traditional woman is, because I would have to disagree. There's some, when I think traditional woman, I think pioneer woman, like she in a dress. She's never had sex in her life before. I'm honestly just seeing your point of view, but I wouldn't say taught me anything.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
We'll see her in 5 years, chat. What about you? Is there anything that you learned learned tonight? Nothing. It went all over the head. All of it went straight over the head.
I pretty much already knew these things already, so it's just like, okay.
But she didn't know she turned off the iron though.
They ain't gonna let it go,
Just
man.
some confirmation. That's all I got.
Okay. No, now since I know y'all didn't learn anything, let me do the last part of the show where I critique y'all. So y'all, you learned a lot. I'm not gonna talk shit. This was actually a really good show, man.
Oh wait. Don't think that it was necessarily for you.
Okay. I'll take it.
Say
that's a compliment. I'll take it.
The conversation itself between you and these two beautiful women, like hearing everything, because don't get me wrong, I think you're wrong on about 98% of what you said.
Sheesh, 98.
Hey, if y'all disagree with stats, like I said, take it up with Charles Darwin. That's all I gotta say.
There are things that you have said that as a person, not even necessarily as a man or a woman, just as a person myself, I agree with some of the things that you did say.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think that what you're essentially pushing are excuses, and it's very detrimental to men and their mental health, which is ironically what we started with.
Mm-hmm.
Why do men commit suicide?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is because they're striving for the same things that women pander to each other, which is, if I don't make $1 million, if I don't treat women like shit, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, then I'm not going to get the women. Because think about it, when you have men that are high value, because high value, every time you said high value, it equated to money. It never equated to who the person was as a person.
And this is why I keep trying.
Money.
Well, there's a difference between high quality man and high value man.
Right, but your definition,
there's a big difference.
From what I understood, is high value.
That's all we were talking about was high value. That's all our subject was.
But high value to me isn't just your finances, because you could be a very attractive millionaire and still be a piece of shit.
Yeah, then you're attracted to a high quality man, and that's great.
But
there's guys that make $30,000 a year that are high quality men.
Right.
There's tons of those.
And you know what? They work very well for people that also make within that financial bracket.
Do you want a high quality man or do you want a high value man?
I want both. I think they are interchangeable.
That is a unicorn, and you're right. You can find a guy with both, but he is a unicorn.
No, but they are
That's all I'm saying. He's very rare.
What I wish, I would say this, because you're a very intelligent person. Nobody can take that from you. You're extremely intelligent. You're well spoken. You got great diction, all of that. And I've seen your dynamic with your girlfriend. You guys have a great relationship dynamic that works for you.
Mhm.
But what I despise sometimes, and this is why I do consider myself a feminist, because people push their ideologies onto other people and they try to create a group mentality instead of telling people, you know what, you're not a simp because you show interest in a woman. You're not a simp because you're putting your best foot forward on your first date. And you're not a hoe because what he put forth as his best foot forward was extremely attractive to you. And you decided, hey, you know what? Let's roll the dice. Let's see what
You
happens.
gotta understand, I do want men to put the, like, even on my first date with my girl, of course I dressed nice. I took her to a nice place. I treated her all the ways that you're supposed to. I don't say men shouldn't do any of that. What's bad is whenever they do that and they take it up another level on the next date. They buy them a gift whenever they start DMing too much. You gotta understand, simping is just doing too much.
So
and
would
y'all know
you-
what
would
I'm talking
you-
about.
would
Y'all
you
know
have
the
been a
guys that do
simp?
too much.
Would you have
That's
been
what I
a
mean.
simp if she did not sleep with you?
No, because I put my, like what I said, on the first date it is fine. Like a guy could put his, you have to put your best foot forward because first impressions matter so much. I actually teach guys, when you do take a girl on a date, put your best foot forward. Take them to a nice spot. Don't be a cheap ass, because that's how she's going to define you for the rest of the relationship if y'all ever have one. So I'm not saying, I'm saying that when they keep trying, when they keep doing too much, and most guys do this. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys that don't, and they're done really quick. But y'all know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a simp. I'm talking about a guy that is trying too hard. And there's tons of guys that do this. They're trying way too hard.
But see, I don't agree with that, because I would argue you're pushing a false narrative to men that you shouldn't do that for the long run. That you if
should
a girl
do it for
doesn't put
tradition.
out-
You should only do it multiple times if she is a traditional woman. But how many women are traditional women? That's the problem.
But your definition of a traditional woman is not what
I'm talking
today's
about a
modern
traditional woman that like if I asked 100 dudes, and not, I'm saying what 95 of them would agree with, and what I'm telling you right now, a majority of men would agree with most of the things that I'm saying. Is makes a traditional woman less bodies, and complementary to the man. That's like, and very, what we care about more than anything is loyalty. That's why Instagram pages are a huge deal. Your girl going out to the club, your girl going on girls trips. Those are all a huge deal because we care about loyalty. Once again, we couldn't tell if a child was ours for thousands of years. So that's why we really give a fuck about loyalty. We really care about that shit.
Fat ass too, respectfully.
Can I ask a question really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it was Donnie that asked me about high value. What do I bring in a relationship?
What value do you bring to a
What
man
value?
to help retain a long-term relationship?
So maybe I'm misunderstanding now what you're saying when you say a high value man is monetary, but a quality man is what's going to have his personality, right? Like
what y'all want to truly shoot for is a high quality and high value man, but that is very rare.
Well,
to find a guy like me who makes six figures, is as tall as I am and everything, and I'm also loyal. That's a quality thing. I'm a high quality in that. I'm extremely rare. I'm an extremely rare man, because most guys who make six figures and are 6 foot tall or even somewhat attractive, they are not going to be loyal. You can find those guys all day long, but how many of them aren't cheating or aren't sleeping around?
What I'm saying is flip it. Does that make a quality woman? If she can do the same things, if she's loyal, if she, I don't know what he was trying to say with value. Like, what values do I bring? What
value is monetary usually. Usually it's provisioning. That's what makes him a high value man. Either that or he's attractive.
But it's not
if
the
he's
same
6
for
foot
a
two.
woman.
No.
Correct.
But there is a saying that a man is only as faithful as his options.
Yes,
so the more
that's true.
attractive and the more money you make, the more options you got. Why do you think that a man of your essential stature, again, no disrespect, can leave your girlfriend right now and have 100 chicks ready to hop on it? Not because they care about you, they care about your value.
Yeah.
So the question then comes into, okay, well, you're a high value man, but what are your values?
Well, or what makes me quality, or what makes me a higher quality man? And I would say I don't cheat. I say that I provide exceptionally more. I think that men are supposed to do way more than women. Like, I do way more than she does around. Like, I think that we're built to always do more. So I do way more. I expect a little bit from her. And most people would disagree with me actually on that statement. But see, that's where I consider myself a high quality and a high value man. But that's what makes me rare, because how many guys want to do that? Most of them don't want to do one or the other. They want to be one or the other. They want a bunch of money, and they also want a bunch of bitches too. So and if you look at statistics, once again, the smarter a guy is, the more intelligent a man is, the more likely they are to cheat.
So a unicorn is teaching us how to get stallions?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, if y'all want to, no, I'll teach y'all to get both. I'll teach y'all to get a unicorn, and
But
I'll
you
teach
just
y'all to
said
get a stallion.
unicorns are rare.
Yeah, they are rare. Yeah,
Okay.
what do I say on every episode, ladies? I always say you got to filter 10,000 dudes. I had to talk to 10,000 girls to get my
So
one
I have to sleep
unicorn.
with 10,000 dudes.
No, filter. I said filter.
Right, but vetting.
Do you know
in
what?
Order to vet,
Do you know what I mean by
date.
filter?
In order to go on that
That's
date,
not
you guys
filtering.
are
That is
expecting-
not filtering. Filtering is like as soon as you get a DM from a guy, you look at his profile and you're like, okay, he has guns on his profile. Filtered out. Okay, all right, this guy, he's really into this. Okay, filtered out. Okay, or this guy actually makes it to the date, but immediately in the first 2 minutes of the date, he says something really, he says some really sus shit. Filtered out. That's all I'm saying. Like you you have to filter them out very fucking
that I
quickly.
agree with.
Yeah, and it's gonna take 10,000 dudes for you to find a unicorn. It sucks. I agree.
You just got to ask the right questions, and you got to show that you care, and that goes into seeing how can I be complimentary to his life.
Yeah. So now, but this is the fun part. This is where I get to talk my shit, and y'all can talk shit back to me really quick after. It's gonna be really easy though because I've already talked to y'all, so I think y'all already know mostly what I would say. It's just mostly for you. I'm gonna do the number thing though, like rate y'all on a relationship level. What I would see you as in a relationship. For you, honestly, I'll give you a really good number. No, like you would actually be like at probably like a 6 or 7, and if you weren't 30 and having a kid, you would. Or you don't have a kid?
No.
But if you weren't 30, you would easily go up a point or two because your age is the only thing that's holding you back. Like there's certain guys that are only going to shoot for younger women, so you're going to lose because of that. You know, you're going to hit the wall at some point in the next decade, and when that happens, it's going to get even harder because you're not going to be able to leverage the same beauty that you had when you were 22, 23 years old. But for the most part, I think you're really smart. I think you're really good at listening. I think you're really good at talking to men. You were just raised, you're really in that 50-50 mentality. You have some mentalities that are going to hold you back, in my opinion, from finding maybe the perfect guy. But if you could just drop some of those mentalities and try to play it differently, I really think that like you would be in a good position because you're very smart, like you said, and smarts is a good thing. Like we like to say in the manosphere sometimes that we don't want a woman that's super smart to talk to and stuff like that. But honestly, I love that my girlfriend's a really smart person. She has a bachelor's degree when she was 20 years old. She's a very smart girl. And so like, I definitely like having a smart girl. I think that could be a good thing possibly for you. It just depends what guy you end up with, but honestly, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about you because you're smart. For you just gotta lower your damn standards, man. Like you really just don't. I get like this is a whole second episode, and you really haven't drilled it into your head that, like the biggest thing I want you to realize is if you want to be with a guy in your career, you need to find him soon. Like you need to already be trying to talk to doctors and shit like that because by the time you're done, I'm telling you, by the time you're done with school and everything, those guys that you're gonna want are probably gonna choose somebody else. And I'm just being honest, like maybe I'm wrong, maybe you will be fine, but I truly think that you're gonna in 5 years you're gonna be like, fuck, I should have did that 5 years ago whenever he told me to. Maybe I'm wrong though.
Give him a chance. I got something.
We got plenty of dudes in the chat, giving y'all shout outs. So slide in their DMs.
For you, man, you don't want to listen for shit. You don't want to change for shit.
I thought I did better this time.
You did really good. No,
this time.
You did really good. Even though you said you didn't really learn anything, I think you did. I think you're gonna go home tonight. You're gonna sleep, and right before you go to bed, you're gonna be thinking about some of the shit I said, and it's just gonna be rotating. You're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I should go for the guy that's fucking 5'8" with $50,000 a year. Yeah, maybe not. No, so that's the biggest thing, ladies. Is like I really want to start talking more like Kevin Samuels in the sense that if y'all think y'all didn't think y'all were some crazy numbers like 10s or anything like that. But if there was a woman on the panel today that said that and she was actually a 5, I would be telling her to humble her fucking self and go get the guy that's a 5 also. You know what I'm saying? But y'all are all like really in good position. Y'all are humble. Maybe humble yourself and just take like an average guy. And that's just if you want an average life. Some of y'all are like, I'm not settling for shit. I want the best I can get.
Exactly.
And that's fine. Just weigh your options and realize you might be a single cat lady at 40, but whatever. I don't care. I will totally.
I hate cats.
No settling. No settling.
That reaction that you're having right now, millions of women are going through that experience of having cats and dogs.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, just jump in that hashtag of single over 40 on TikTok, and then I'll talk to you right afterwards because you're gonna be crying after just watching like 7 or 8 of those TikToks. I'm serious.
I'm going to get my fairy tale. Okay.
Manifest.
They said the same thing. All those TikToks are saying the same thing you're saying.
Yeah, manifest it, Queens. No, W Stream. Thank you, Jose, for the 5, bro. Is there another one other than that?
Yeah, we got one more.
One more to check really quick. W stream. From JD Trace with the 5. She's 30 with relationship trauma and tattoos that look like kid drawings.
Damn.
They really don't.
Men work hard.
They really don't.
Men work hard so you don't have to settle for women like this.
Damn.
If she's too good for you, just say that.
Wait,
Yeah.
says the guy with the dusty blue sneakers.
What? His picture.
I don't
show
know
your
what
picture.
that is on
JD
his
Trace.
wrist, and he's not showing his face.
He did
So-
not. He had to go in on that
He has
one.
to show his jewelry and shoes to be attractive.
That's
So
not even
that tells you
jewelry.
everything you need
Oh,
to know.
that's
He's a high value man.
Hey, they learning something, Sergio.
Yeah,
they not out here getting finesse from a picture. They filtering out. All right.
They're already learning.
Already
something.
learning while they're on the panel. Let's
Can I
go.
answer that?
Yeah, go ahead, burn them.
So I will want the
Look
first
into the
part
camera
of
and
his
burn 'em.
statement. The first part of his statement was actually true, because I was in a 7-year toxic marriage, 100%,
Mhm.
and that was my fault. When I left, there was a lot of soul searching that I did, where I said, you know what, I should have left 5 years ago. This man took my 20s.
Mhm.
I feel upset. And something that Kevin Samuels has said, and something that a lot of these alpha males have also said, is that women in their 20s get with these dudes that they think are the right guy, and they essentially lose their value and all this other stuff, and then they hit 30 and they're not as good value, right?
Mhm.
The reason why is because a lot of women, when they go through their trauma, we're not allowed to acknowledge our trauma. We're supposed to, oh, I broke up with him, I'll go to my closet, put on my freakum dress, get beat, and I'm gonna walk out like nothing happened, instead of sitting down and allowing yourself to deal with the trauma and accept what you did that allowed yourself to get into that position, and reflect on the decisions that you personally made that kept you in that position.
Yeah.
However,
Accountability.
as far as my tattoos, bitch, I paid a lot of money for these.
So don't talk shit on the tattoos, bro.
As far as my tattoos, there are actually plenty of men that have personally sought me out because I'm heavily tattooed. I have muscles. I'm not afraid to go out and keep myself healthy. I'm not afraid to lift. I'm not afraid of anything when it comes to that. But a lot of what I've done has also made me devalued. When I joined the army, you know how many men that I knew from my hometown that was like, oh, you better not come back looking like a man. Well, you're an idiot, because anybody who knows, women who actively lift will not get any bigger than their genetics allow them to, unless they're taking steroids.
Very true.
It is impossible.
Yeah.
I will not just miraculously grow a mustache and a beard just because I have biceps. And just because I lift heavier than you does not make me masculine. It makes you weak.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Holy shit.
That was a
Because I'm
Killing spree.
fucking roasted him, bro.
No, I'm laughing at his response just now.
Oh, what did he say? $2. My shoes dusty, just like that used box.
Thank you. Thank you for paying to say that.
God damn.
Yeah, thank you for
Like, you're
$2,
not a
bro.
virgin. You're used to.
No, you know what? You said high value, right? He gave you less than $2.
Oh
He couldn't
man.
even give you the extra penny to make it $2.
Not
He
even
couldn't
that
even
extra.
round up.
Oh, she's
So
calling
what
you
he
low
said
value.
Man, appreciate you, JD, bro.
Hey, I appreciate the
Yo,
$2.
shout out JD, man. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to you,
appreciate
brother.
you, bro.
You high value.
So he does the minimum. He's a bare minimum.
Oh, absolutely. He's not high value. You just
Hey,
sat
he
here
never
for
called
what?
himself high value, though.
Oh, but he's talking about my
But he's
vagina.
But he's talking shit. So obviously
talking
he's
You know
feeling
what?
some type of
Something
way.
I
You know
have
what? I'm stay out of
They're
this.
just saying he's a low value.
I'm
something
staying
that
out of
I've
this.
learned: a man who has to degrade a value degrade a woman that he's never met, has
Tell
a
him.
small penis,
Ooh.
does not do. He's part of that high percentage that cannot get a woman.
Another one.
Another
He's
one.
part of that incel community where he can only
Another
use
one.
women who are so desperate, where they'll say, you know what, I can't get that high value man, and I have no self-esteem, so I'm just gonna sleep with him because I need my box waxed. That's what
Another
he's
one.
into. So thank
Shots
you for your
fired.
$199.
Man, she just had to go in on you, bro. I'm sorry.
He's the kind of person that probably couldn't even hold an intellectual conversation without using Ebonics every 5 seconds. Your verbiage is nowhere near mine in order to talk about my
Say it
vagina.
into the camera.
Oh,
Another
man.
one.
She dropped the phonics too. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she went in. Man, this was a really good show, guys. Thank y'all all so much for coming. Chat, I'm sorry if she got y'all too hard. I'm sorry if that burned. No, I appreciate everybody for pulling up though and coming tonight, man. Thank y'all,
Jose
everybody.
said JD got chipped, just like the ink dripping from his beard, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw in his picture he had a little bit. He had like a bracelet on or something. I couldn't really see it though. But no,
That's
ladies.
what Sergio was talking about in the beginning. Let's be
Exactly.
careful with JD because
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
don't get fooled by his pictures, ladies. All right, but no, thank y'all all so much for coming. I really appreciate you coming because you're due. Would you ever come back?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's all I like to hear. I like it when my guests want to come back so we can I only usually get to teach like half the things I really want to because we get into whole different subjects every new questions. But maybe I'll loop back around and read some old questions and get to learn some other stuff about each other next time. I hope y'all come back too. Thank y'all both for coming again. Y'all always bring, or y'all are always fun. I'm happy that y'all both came again. Hopefully y'all come back again. Thank you so much, chat, for coming and pulling up. Thank you, Donnie and JR in the back. Thank you to my awesome girlfriend back there also. Yeah, thank y'all guys. We will. Is there another? There's not another super chat, is there? Is there? $2? No, it's the same one. Yeah, but no, thank y'all guys. We will definitely see y'all on Monday. I got a really special episode. We got DC the Beast that's gonna be coming in, talking shit to the ladies with me. It's gonna be really fun. So yeah, we will see y'all on Monday. And
yes, please follow the Love Ladies on Instagram.
Yeah,
please.
follow all the girls on Instagram, please. And y'all have a good night. Peace out.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Yeah, Happy New Year's from in a couple days, y'all. Peace out.
What is it tomorrow?
I hope my mom took a screenshot.